got the energy. Energy, and the energy, 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 and the energy. Jay Crawford, Adam the Bull, Garrett Bush, and so many big names, it would take me hours to say all of their names. The ultimate Cleveland sports show. Booyah!
Here we are on a Wednesday Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Tyvis is here today. Tyvis, what's going on? You're all decked out in your Guardians gear.
It's a good reason to be.
They won 2 in a row.
Yeah, 2 in a row. I feel like, we got to support the Guardians more, man. I know that things is like this with them, but it's a good time to pull it out. It's been in the back of my closet, so
I like it.
While they on a win streak.
Good time to do what?
Support the Guardians.
What's wrong with you, man?
And welcome.
What's wrong? You is such a child, man.
We're supporting the barbershop today.
Yes, as always. And, right now, thank you for tuning in today. Right now, we are at the Essence Festival, and we have the third member of Rough Ends. Tyvis Powell is here. Tyvis Powell. How you doing, Tyvis?
Listen, man, I got me a cut the other day, beard lined up. I did it all just for the show, man. I wanted everybody to know that I look presentable for today's show. I've been rough the last couple of times, so it's because I care about you guys.
And
who would I be in the Essence Festival?
You would
John B.
Who's John B? I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
You don't know who John B is? They don't know.
You would be Post Malone's cousin. That does country music.
He'll be Eminem's +1.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Cheddar Bob.
There you go. Cheddar Bob. I don't know if it's an insult or not.
No, you do not want to be Cheddar Bob.
I want to be Cheddar Bob. I don't appreciate that, Tyvis. All right, a lot to get to on today's show. Coming up later, the Guardians did win their second straight in blowout fashion over the Pirates. We'll talk about which team, this is a little confusing, but this is a Steve Becker special. Which team, and Tyvis and I got into a heated debate on this.
Just 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Because you're wrong.
No, I'm right.
You're wrong.
Which team has the better quarterback, running back, wide receiver 1, tight end combo? We actually agree on this. Number 1.
Yeah.
We disagree on something, another part of that, but we'll get to that later. So plenty to get to. Plus, is anybody scared of the Browns? Is anybody scared of anybody in the NFL? That's all coming up. And speaking of the NFL, guys, breaking news this morning from the National Football League. First video came out, which we'll show you in a minute, with Perrion Winfrey. And that led to shortly after him getting released. Before we talk about him getting released, there you go, Mary Kay. tweeting he was released after he threatened a woman with a gun Tuesday night. Here's this video of the now we got to make it clear you cannot see Perrion Winfrey in this video. I saw this video and I was like, well, how do we know it's him? Mm-hmm. Then there was a report that the police were investigating, and then the Browns cut him. So I think it's safe to assume it was him, but we don't know for sure that it was him. Here's the video that was put out there.
What are you about to do? Perrion, what are you about to do?
You don't think it's on me? I will smack the shit out of both of y'all.
Why are you
I will smack the shit out of both of y'all.
Right here?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
In front of all these people?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
In front of all these people?
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, hell no. Give me that shit.
Give me that fucking phone. Get the fuck out of here.
There you go. It's pretty ugly stuff. Again, we don't know with 100% certainty that it's him. You see the bruise on her neck. We don't even, to be fair, we don't even know that bruise was from that incident.
Mm-hmm. All we know for sure is police are investigating Perrion Winfrey for an alleged involvement in an incident on East 9th outside of the 9.
Right.
And the Browns have cut him following the second investigation.
So,
that's all we know for sure.
Right. So that's all we know, but your first reaction there, Tyvus, go ahead.
Well, my first reaction was it was horrible.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those. I've never been a fan of domestic violence at all. I hate that. To me, I just think it's a weak thing. But then as I watched the video, it's like you say, his face is not on there. So at the end of the day, I don't know if he was there or not. I mean, we can assume that he was, and a lot of people are going to assume that he would do something like this because of his past. I mean, he's quite dug himself a hole where he's had a lot of off the field issues. So it's easy to believe that he would do something like this. And I think that the Browns have done the right thing, you know, that you have to take this seriously. You know, obviously with the things that they've done in the past, you know, with Deshaun Watson all last year, you got to show women that you are with them and you do take this stuff seriously. The NFL takes it seriously to begin with. So I think that it's the right thing to do. As the investigation goes on, if more things come out where, you know, maybe it wasn't him, maybe it was a money grab, I don't know, then, you know, maybe you could look to bring him back. But until then, right now, you have to go do it the way that the Browns are doing it and make sure that you cut him and make sure you get the correct answer and get the evidence that you're looking for.
Your name too hot in these streets right now. Named way too hot. Back in the day, you used to have the hot boys. You used to the block is hot. His block has been scorching.
I mean, he got a lot going on.
I mean, he was his name. Not this wasn't his fault, but he was involved with the Greg Newsom thing, with the cars, right? Mm-hmm. You know, he had the incident, you know, over the summer where he was going to court or whatever, and the Browns, you know, kept him after that situation. He had situations back in Oklahoma, right? So, you know, at some point in time, they're not going to play with you like that. At some point in time, they're going to say, well, look, bro, you're not a first-round pick. We don't got much invested in you. We didn't just give you a crazy contract. And the way they look at it is, he's doing this right now, and he ain't even got no money. He ain't even got no real money.
I'm about to say, he got a couple $100,000.
He got a couple $100,000.
He ain't got that bag.
But he's spending that in lawyer fees.
Yeah.
Them is all going to lawyer fees the way he getting down. So he hasn't, if you pay, and they're looking at it like this, even if he do play, and we give him a big contract, what's to say this dude can even stay out of trouble for 5 minutes? And then it's just like, I don't know if he was on camera saying it or like that, but, I mean, you could doctor a lot of things. I'm not sure that's doctorable. It sounds like his voice, right? Obviously, they're going to do an investigation. But even if that was his voice, and even if that was him and he's not on the camera or whatever, the stuff he's saying right there is crazy reckless, bro. What are you talking about? You got it on you, like, for real?
Well, I mean, to be fair, you know why. I mean, he just got robbed. So you know he's shell-shocked behind that. But the thing is, for what? Like,
he said it to a female.
You talk about saying it's a female. What are you doing?
Like, she was like, really, Perry? Really?
Yes, we're talking about a female.
And it doesn't seem like, it does seem like she knows the guy.
Right.
Now, granted,
it's not like it's a common name.
I don't know. So at the end of the day, they're gonna do an investigation.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
They're gonna keep it.
The reality to me is, even though we don't know for sure it's him, why would the Browns must know it's him? Otherwise, why would they cut him? If they thought there was no rush to cut him if they thought it might not be him.
No, because his name, like G said, his name is
No,
hot.
I know that, but let's say they were able to prove that it wasn't him, that this thing was made up.
Oh, well, then
don't you think somebody with the Browns, somebody in their security team, called the Cleveland police and said, "Hey, was it him? Yes or no?" You know that happened.
Yes.
Or they called him straight up.
Right, or he admitted.
Perrion, do not lie to me. Is that you on that? Is that you your voice on that camera?
They knew it was him. I mean, it's most likely him.
Listen, the man's been in the building for 2 years.
Yeah.
You know what he sounds like.
Right.
You know you know the type of language he used, you know his slang, you know his voice. So you would be able to watch the video and tell if that was him or not, just from the sound of his voice.
And the bottom line is he's not, as G said, he's not good enough. That's it. If he were a great player, if Deshaun Watson wasn't a great quarterback, he'd be out of the league right now.
Yeah.
No matter what you believe about what happened, he would 100% be out of the league if he were some random quarterback.
Well, you know that the Browns, it has to be significantly bad because the Browns have shown that they will stand behind you. You know,
they've done it. If you're good, they always stand.
Yeah, but if they've done everything they could. All right, he's had the assault. He's had the off the field issues. He got suspended for a game last year. It was a lot of things that they put up with to try to overlook because they wanted to work through this and try to make him a better person. But it's like
you said the right thing. The Cleveland Browns is so desperate to win. I wouldn't even say this is credit, but look at what the people they had. They drafted Manziel. He was going to Las Vegas with a mustache and wig in the middle of the week. Him and Josh Gordon drunk on the plane. He
had an incident on the 9 too.
Oh, he had a crazy one. So look at all these people. They signed Kareem Hunt when nobody else was signing him. Now Kareem Hunt is by all intents and purposes, he's changed his life around.
Where was his incident?
He kicked that woman.
No, I'm saying, where was it?
At the 9.
The 9. Yeah, y'all got to stop, get away from the 9.
Yeah.
Now they drafted Perrion Winfrey. They went after Deshaun Watson. It's not like these dudes don't, like if you good or relatively a contributor, they for everything.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, well, come on in here.
Well, I told you, Cleveland is rehab. You know, they do a lot of they work with you, try to bring you back, get behind you, but if you're going to keep doing it, I mean, it's like, all right, man, we did everything we could. And the Browns have done a lot for Perrion. So you can't say they did.
And video is devastating.
Yeah.
There's only one person in the world that gets away with stuff on video. We all know who he is. But the rest of y'all, y'all better toe that line. If your voice is caught somewhere or if they catch that video, it's a wrap.
But what I did like is that she ultimately knew that this thing was going to go left. She pulled that phone out and started recording.
As she should.
But like, how you not conscientious of that though? Like,
why is he not conscientious?
Yeah, like, bro, this is your life. Like, I don't think you realize it's not just the Cleveland Browns. Yeah. It's the NFL.
It's not another team's
picking them up. That's what I'm saying. You done. Like, whatever it is, it can't be that serious.
Kareem, as you said, Kareem Hunt was great in Kansas City, and there was not much demand for him once he got cut. And he was great there. This guy's done nothing. Nobody's picking him up. Nobody.
Alvin Kamara. Listen, that's Alvin Kamara though. Like they was just like they moved that all the way up underneath the rug. They beat the brakes off that dude.
He went from about to be suspended for a year to I think he got. What did he get? Like a fine or community service or something?
No, I don't think the league has determined the suspension yet.
No, I'm talking about the charges.
Oh yeah.
Charges is crazy.
He got
community service.
Yeah, probation, I think.
Yeah.
But we'll see what the league says. Go ahead, Mike.
So we're all big fans of Mary Kay here. She's as connected as anybody with the Browns and is on top of all this stuff. In her article, she mentioned, in her article about the Browns releasing Winfrey, she mentioned that after they stuck by his side following the April arrest in Texas, he was essentially put on a no-tolerance plan.
Right, which was smart.
And part of his process to get the charge dropped in Texas was he had to complete a pretrial diversion program, which is supposed to essentially be anger management and learn how to handle these situations better.
Right.
And he completed that a month ago. And to see this alleged incident happen less than a month ago,
done.
It took 4 minutes from when the video hit the internet to the Browns announcing they had cut him. So
he's
zero tolerance policy was in full effect.
To me, he's no loss. I think, and I'll tell you what, we talked about this guy a lot last year. But if I'm the Browns, and now that I haven't spent the money on DeAndre Hopkins and I got whatever 12 or 14 million in cap space right now, I'm calling Ndamukong Suh. I know we talked about him a lot last year, but when we heard the stuff from what's his name, who just retired, who said the things about Myles Garrett on NFL Network. Malik Jackson. Like, it feels like maybe Ndamukong Suh is the guy to light a fire under Myles Garrett a little bit. Like, Ndamukong Suh's not going to put up with guys falling asleep.
Who is the guy that made Myles do the get-offs again in OTAs? Was it Zadarius Smith? Yeah, so somebody's already doing that.
I just think, like, Ndamukong Suh, I kind of understand why he wouldn't have wanted to come to Cleveland last year because their defensive line sucked. Yeah. But now, if you got him to partner with Tomlinson and Zadarius Smith and Myles Garrett, he's not the player he once was, but he's still –
I think that the
solid.
Browns are prepared for not getting another defensive tackle.
Yeah, that's fine. They don't need one.
Because they, like I said, OTAs, they have Zadarius Smith playing defensive tackle anyway.
I'm not saying they have to get one.
Well, I get what you're saying.
Like, why not kick the tires on that right now?
Well, Ndamukong Suh is one of them guys that he's not going to come to you unless he knows that you are a legitimate playoff Super Bowl contender.
Fair.
So he might not sign. He might not sign the week 6, week 7.
He is not going to nobody's camp.
Yeah, for sure. You can forget that.
Point. But I definitely think he's a guy they should be, even more this year.
Well, I think
Watson be keeping an eye on.
I'm pretty sure last year they was in contacts with him, and then once things started going bad, he was like, I'm not coming to you.
Yeah.
This is why. They bought in a gang of defensive tackles. Like, now Maurice Hurst looks better. Hill looks much better.
The thing about Hurst, to me, he's the most interesting guy at defensive tackle.
Yeah,
because he was a good player. Did you play with him?
No.
He was a good player.
He was a good player his first 2 years in the league, and I don't think he's played no games.
He's been hurt.
He's been hurt. Yeah. I'll look up the exact numbers, but he's missed a lot of games.
I don't think he's played at all. Maybe 1 or 2 games.
I'm gonna tell you right.
But he was pretty solid his first 2 years in the league. So you'd think that guy, if he could be healthy, is probably
the one
has the most upside of anybody.
He's played 2 games in the last 2 years.
Yeah, I think should be fresh.
Well, I'll tell you what. One of them defensive tackles woke up and saw this news and was like,
"Let's go."
Yes,
right?
I'm good this year. I got a better chance now.
Jordan Elliott, hey, listen, Jordan Elliott, hey,
F him.
Hey, you better keep doing
Jordan
something.
Jordan Elliott hot right now. He like I love Perrion.
How big is Maurice Hurst, by the way?
Size-wise?
Yeah.
I think about
according to
290.
Pro Football Reference,
6'2".
he's listed at 6'2", 291.
About 290.
Solid.
That's solid weight. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. All they asking them dudes to do is change the line of scrimmage. I'm telling y'all up
Not even. You could be a straight pass rusher.
Right now, you're going to see a whole different – this is why it's exciting to watch this because they're going to have a new style on defense. They'll have a new style on offense. And you're going to see Myles Garrett just running around. In wide nines, we played a wide nine technique in high school. We played it 1 year, and then my junior year, and then the next year we played, which we would call a 4-eye. It was called an inside shoulder technique. So before we were outside of everything. So we was outside of the tight end. And when you outside of the tight end and you like 270 pounds, and you probably already way more than a tackle, you aimed, you angled in, that's a wrap, bro. I was running around just catching dudes, throwing them down. Like, get out of here. You get out of here. You're not doing nothing. But when they put you
Were you trash talking? Were you a big trash talker?
Oh, not really. I was one of them annoying dudes. I'd be like, hey, man, y'all cats, man. I didn't even listen to no DMX. I was listening to Jodeci before your game. I was listening to slow jam. That's what I was doing.
I was like, so that is trash talking.
It kind of is. And they were like, well, what is it? What you been listening to? I don't know. Forever My Lady. Like, if you singing Forever My Lady, Forever My Lady, and you sitting there, it's like,
you disrespectful.
That's disrespectful as hell.
One more question for you guys on Winfrey, then we'll move on.
Yeah.
The Browns obviously did bring in a bunch of defensive tackles this offseason. That room is filled with guys with potential. Only one guy in Tomlinson has really proven himself as a force. What do you think the chances Perrion would have made this team, regardless of this incident, had he been able to go through camp Do you think he would have been on that final 53-man roster?
I believe so because the thing, all the.
I don't think he would have been a starter though.
No, well, I don't know. It depends on how they would look at Zadarius Smith. I think that would have been the thing.
Sure.
Because when I went to the OTA's practice or the mini camps practice, Perrion wasn't there because that was the day after they just got robbed, so he wasn't there. So that's why I thought Zadarius was there, and I thought that maybe they would be Zadarius and Miles on the outside. But Perrion, all the off the field issues aside, he is a decent pass rusher. Like he had some TFLs and he was able to cause havoc in the backfield. So I think that right there would have kept him on this roster. He was just young, but as he was getting older and getting some new pass and rush moves, he was becoming a better player. So he was a decent player. He was on his way to becoming better.
Right.
He would have probably made the team. He's better than Tommy Togiai. He shows more to me than Jordan Elliott. He has the body type where it looks like he could be an impact, 3 technique as far as rushing the passer. It would have been, he wasn't going to be no starter, but he could have been a contributor on the defensive line. I'm not going to sit here and say he was totally cheeks.
Well, think about it. You got Garrett Tomlinson, Obo, and Zadarius Smith. Those are your top 4 defensive linemen. Yeah. I don't know if they start, but those are your top 4 defensive linemen. You have Hurst, who, if he's healthy, is going to be on the team, I would assume. Mm-hmm. That's 5. Jordan Elliott's probably on the team, as much as we don't like him. That's 6. So
you're down to Tristan Hill. You're down to a Tommy Togiai, who they had.
Yeah.
I mean,
but they got a lot of defensive
keep 8, 9 defensive linemen.
But you got to continue. Remember, you got edges too, because you got to rotate.
Isaiah Thomas. They just Alex Wright. Yeah. You got McGuire. They just drafted this year.
But usually you keep 4 D tackles, 4 D tackles usually on a roster, right?
Yeah.
Generally.
Yeah.
And then maybe a 5th hybrid who's an inside-outside guy. But 4 is typically the number.
I think he would have probably been on the team. If it wasn't for the offense.
I thought he would have been the starter. But
you thought he could have been a starter?
He could have been.
Borderline.
I mean, if Zadarius Smith was playing outside.
Right. If Zadarius Smith was playing outside, there was an open competition for that second D tackle spot. So, it's possible he could have been a starter.
Wait, Tyvis, are you suggesting that you think Zadarius Smith could be the second starting D tackle?
Yeah. Are you serious? What is one of Zadarius' best moves? Bull rush, yes.
He's on third down, but you're saying on 1st and 2nd down, you can see him lining up inside?
I sure can. I don't see why. Why couldn't you?
Would
he's strong enough to hold his own. He ain't gonna get pushed off.
Look at the scrubs they had playing there last year.
Would he want to do that?
See, that's the problem.
That's more of my
question.
That's
the problem.
What does he weigh? How big is he?
Zadarius?
He's 6'3", like
256 or something like that. 260 maybe.
Right.
Depends.
According to Pro Football Reference, he's 6'4", 275. It's a big dude.
That's bigger than I thought.
He can handle it,
he
but
can play inside. It's
I don't see.
I just don't know if he'd want to. Especially a year. What's this year? 8
I'm about to say that's a lot of beating. I don't.
Actually,
this is year 9.
This sounds bad, but if you moved Myles Garrett to D tackle,
that ain't happening.
He'd be the best D tackle.
True, but that ain't happening.
But he's not going to.
He ain't doing that.
I've always thought later in his career, if he starts losing a step or two, you move him to defensive tackle.
Yeah.
I mean, but they're going to by the way, they're going to stand both of those dudes up.
Yeah.
And stand them over the offensive guard. And they're going to be moving around doing all kind of stuff. And I've already told y'all, this is groundbreaking. On each and every play, either one of those are going to have a 2-way go, which means they have no contain. They don't have to worry about the quarterback getting outside of them. They can do backflips and spin moves all the way. The quarterback can go run around. It's going to be fascinating how it works because when I was just like, I still can't believe it to this day.
Even when you're facing a Lamar Jackson, type of quarterback.
Well, yeah, because now even if Lamar Jackson is running around, even when he said something that was crazy. He said, what you want to do is when you got 4 defensive linemen, you rushing 4. He said sometimes you don't want to even blitz Lamar Jackson because you want to give the defense time to set their moves up and actually get there and sack him, right? Sometimes when you blitz him, he could just take off right up the middle. You're in trouble. Now he in the secondary. So, yeah, like we actually want Lamar Jackson to stand back there and pat and look to extend some plays.
Fair enough. All right, Mikey.
We're going to move on to our next topic here, and we're going to change up the order of things we're doing. We're going to go to the top combos in the NFL here because that got hot pre-show.
Yeah.
And I'm talking, I had to step in front. I do a little dance. Earl and Anthony can hop on the mic real quick. Have you seen a pre-show meeting argument get as heated as this one did this morning?
Was not even.
Earl's not listening, but no, it's not in a long time.
Yeah.
You're ready to come at each other's throats. So
Yeah.
I want to make sure this gets enough time. So we're going to go to the other team scared of the Browns. We'll put that for later in the show and or tomorrow if we have to. But Steve Becker, our EP, sent us a question or sent us an email saying, hey, I think the Browns have the best quarterback, running back, wide receiver one, just one, tight end combo in football.
Which is insane to say because
he's our boss, so tread carefully.
I love Steve, but like for him to say the Browns are number one is insanity because Deshaun Watson, like I got him 5th, and I think that's high because Deshaun Watson has to still prove he's great. It doesn't matter that I think personally he's going to do it this year, or G thinks personally he's going to do it this year, or Tyvus thinks personally he's going to do it this year. He's still got to prove it. When you've either not played or not played well for 2 years, you got to prove it again.
Yeah.
Before I can say you're number one on the list or number 2. Now here's some combos. Browns chart. Now
these are not ranked. I just put some of the top ones on there.
Now, Tyvus and I are in agreement that the Eagles are number one.
Yes.
We're in agreement there. All right. Now, we both also agree, I think, that the Bengals are ahead of the Browns, or no?
Yes.
Where we argued is I said the Chiefs were ahead of the Browns, and you said no.
That's not what I said. That's not what I argued with you about.
What was your okay? Go ahead.
That's what he said.
No,
I thought you said the Browns were ahead of the Chiefs.
No, I didn't.
So then how did we get into an
Wait a
argument?
minute.
That's what you said, Tyvus.
Wait a minute.
That's what blew up.
The Browns are ahead of the Chiefs.
Okay.
Yes.
And I think you're nuts for that.
No.
Yes.
How can I be nuts for that?
Because Patrick Mahomes, your argument. Okay.
But can I see that again?
Go ahead.
Listen, look at this.
So your
look
argument.
at the running back and the wide receiver. What are you talking about?
Your argument is that
you need to cut it out.
Your argument is, and I would argue that MVS is not their best receiver, but whatever, it doesn't matter.
Kadarius Toney.
Okay. Kadarius Toney.
Who may or may not be available, so go ahead.
Why wouldn't he be? I mean, he's been hurt.
Ain't my point, exactly.
Okay.
Every year he's been in the league.
Fine. So there's plenty of other guys who are. Now,
Look.
you don't have to necessarily be good at all 4 spots.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't.
Every position. That's what makes it the best.
It makes
what
it
are you
the best.
talking about?
What's the most important of those 4 positions?
Quarterback.
And
you
who's
act
got
like so Deshaun is a scrub now?
Is there a pretty big gap right now between Deshaun and Patrick Mahomes?
There's a pretty big gap with Patty and anybody.
That's what I'm saying.
That's fine. So Deshaun is still a really good quarterback. You act like is he not at least top 8 in the league?
At the moment, you're asking me, do I think he will be top 8
Period.
this year?
Period.
Yes.
Period.
Can I say with definitive answer he's top 8 right now? No, he hasn't played like that for 2 years.
Because of a 6-game stint?
It's not just 6 games, Tyvus. It's been 2 years. You
So
never know.
what?
Hey, you've played in this league. You've seen guys fall off a cliff.
I
when
have.
You didn't expect
not
it.
in quarterback position.
I know he's a little older, but we're seeing it with Russell
I'm about to say
Wilson.
this man, 28 years old.
Russell Wilson's not old. He's
Russell
older than
Wilson,
Watson.
don't talk about him. Don't talk about Russell Wilson.
I know you hate him.
I don't hate him. I think he's a great guy.
Yeah.
He's not a really good quarterback, but he's
He
a great guy.
was a really good quarterback.
Was he?
Yes.
Give me a year. What year?
All his years were good before his last
go
year.
back and look up his stats and go. It's mainly in the playoffs.
Listen,
and you
I'm
tell
not saying
me.
I think Deshaun Watson at his best was better than Russell Wilson. Okay, we're in agreement there. However, you can't say Russell Wilson wasn't good, and last year he was awful. I agree with you.
Is he coming back this year?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I agree with you. We're all in agreement that Deshaun Watson will probably bounce back this year, but he's got to prove it.
So the Chiefs,
I cannot believe
so the Chiefs have. If you look at the rosters, if you look at them, the Chiefs win at 2 positions. They win at Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey, right?
Yes.
Now Kelsey is way above David Njoku, and we would say that even if you say Patrick Mahomes is way above all the rest of the quarterbacks, right? So that's a really high bar.
Yeah.
However, most can argue that if you look at it, Amari Cooper is way ahead of anybody that got a receiver. Nick Chubb is light years ahead of anybody that got a running back. And so then it comes down to
be fair,
the
even though I
chasm.
don't disagree with you, Pacheco was pretty good last year for them.
Man, you need to cut it
He
out.
was.
Cut it out.
He was decent as a
He was
rookie.
pretty good for them.
He was good for a rookie.
was good for a rookie.
I agree. Obviously, Nick Chubb's way better.
Yeah.
But let's not make it like he's not a scrub.
I can't believe
No,
He
he's
ain't
not
a
a
scrub.
scrub.
You are
Let
really,
me ask you this.
You drinking the Kool-Aid.
You're starting a team. Which force are you taking?
the Browns.
No chance.
The
No
Browns,
chance.
The Browns.
Because Mahomes,
You act because you really act like Deshaun Watson is.
I'm not
The
asking.
man was projected like he was top,
Tyvis.
like top 2 and
All right,
top
so
3 in
Then
the
why would you?
league.
Then why wouldn't you just put him number 1 then?
Because
Let me ask you. Here's, by the way, Director Steve.
you know why I wouldn't put him number 1.
Director Steve. It's a little closer to
I mean,
me.
executive producer Steve.
Yeah. Up top, Steve.
Up top, Steve.
Up top, Steve.
EP Steve.
Believe
Yeah.
me.
Up top, Steve. This. You said the Browns might be number 1. You're not that far off. You're not that far off.
He's far off.
But here's the thing: if you get Watson to get up to about 6, then it's
Well, then it's a different conversation.
then it's dead.
He's got to show it though first.
That's fine.
That's all I'm saying.
I in my heart, I believe he will
Pat,
be.
the other teams we're talking about, their quarterbacks were all great last year,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watson wasn't. And I know it's 6 games.
It's 6 games.
Tyvis, I'm just saying he's got to show it for a year
Okay.
before I can put him
So,
back up
okay.
there.
All right. So to end this conversation, Deshaun Watson goes out there, throws for 5,000 yards, and is third in passing.
If
this
Deshaun
season.
Watson plays as good as Patrick Mahomes or close to it this year, and we have this conversation next year, I might agree with you.
might.
Now, I think you're underrating the huge difference between Travis Kelce and David Njoku, too.
I'm
That's
not
a
underrating
massive
it.
difference.
That is a huge
There
difference.
is, to me, there's a much bigger
How
difference.
many yards did Kelce have last year?
Like 1,600.
I have it right here, actually.
Did you
Travis
really?
Kelce caught 110 passes last year
Yeah.
for 1,400 yards and 12 touchdowns.
And Njoku
Well
finished. He missed how many games? Njoku.
Let me get the.
He was
Browns
trending
stats.
in a good
Let me tell you
direction
something.
last year.
Would you rather-
He
let me
ain't
ask you
Travis
this.
Kelce by any means.
Would you rather have Travis Kelce? Who do you think is the Chiefs' best receiver? MVS or Tony? Who do you think their best receiver?
Probably Tony.
G, who you say?
Tony's
got the most upside.
I would say Tony.
All right. If you had for this year only, forget what team.
Okay.
Forget the rest of the roster.
Uh-huh.
Would you rather have Travis Kelce and Kadarius Toney or Amari Cooper and David Njoku? Because to me, it's Kelce and Toney, and it's not that close for me. Because Cooper's good, very good. Njoku's a guy. Tony's a guy.
so
Kelce's the best.
See, this is the problem.
but-
This is the problem with your argument.
Yeah, go ahead.
Tony ain't gonna be available for 17 games.
Well, then Maurice Valdez. So I don't know. Is
Then I'm
Njoku
telling-
going to be ready for 17 games?
Now watch this.
something there.
Here's the problem. Watch this.
Yeah.
Now I could project too. Give me Amari Cooper's stats.
Amari Cooper last season, 78 receptions, 1,160 yards, and 9 touchdowns.
That's what Jacoby Brissett. Think about that.
With 3/4 Jacoby Brissett.
Think about what.
Yeah, but
think about.
has
what-
Amari-
Talk to him.
Think
Talk
about.
to him.
Think about.
Talk
what,
to that man.
Think
G.
about what kind of bump
Has
he's gonna
Amari
look.
Cooper-
The G don't stand for guardians. It
Amari
stands
Cooper-
for
and
Garrett.
listen,
Talk to him, G.
Amari Cooper-
Talk to him, G.
Now, listen, Amari Cooper has played with some pretty good quarterbacks. Nobody as good as Deshaun Watson
That is
should
correct.
be. But he's played with Dak Prescott, who before he got hurt was a pretty good
Okay.
quarterback. He played with Derek Carr, decent quarterback. It was not like he was playing with scrubs, And he's never, I don't think, had a better season than Travis Kelce.
Well, here's the thing. If you think about
That's a fact.
Big nugget.
Travis Kelce is 1,400, right? He got about 1,100, almost 1,200. Is it easy to say if you give Deshaun Watson 11 more games, right, and he plays 11 more games instead of the 6 that he played? All he needs is about 30 extra yards. It ain't even 30.
And 5 more touchdowns.
But I'm saying
But
he would kick very easily
not
make up that
fair.
production.
That's not really
That's like 20 more yards a game.
That's not fair to say when you only got Travis Kelce.
Well, he played with Tyreek Hill before last year, and he still put up
That's
passing
fine. We
numbers.
talking about last year. He only had
Okay,
Travis
well, last
Kelce.
year he was way better than Amari Cooper.
Everybody,
which he's been every year of his career.
everybody on the Browns contributes. You got a great. I mean, 1,500 yards from
Yeah.
a running back, 1,100 from a receiver,
Yeah.
and the other one got hurt, but I think he had like 800 yards.
That's
What did Juju Smith-Schuster do for them last year?
933 yards.
Okay. That's not that far below Amari Cooper.
That's still 200 yards is a lot.
What did Amari Cooper finish with? 11 what?
1162.
Juju's closer to Amari Cooper than Amari was to Travis Kelce.
Yes.
So when it comes,
Do you
But,
agree
we,
that
but we
the
didn't
Eagles-
have. But we also had a backup
Yeah.
quarterback.
right?
And just to make, that was in terms of yards last year, not in terms of players. That was in terms of yards. Earl looked at me like I said, no. Amari Cooper is closer to Kelce in terms of players than Juju is to Amari Cooper. But in terms of passing, receiving yards last year.
Oh, I knew you meant yards.
Okay. Earl looked at me. I just wanted to make sure that was clear.
By the way, if Patrick, here's the this was the conversation we was gonna have if talk about if people were scared of the Browns. If Deshaun Watson gets back to what Deshaun Watson is, all bets are off.
That's what I'm trying to tell this man. That's what
Who
I'm trying to
disagrees?
But-
Nobody
but-
disagrees.
I might take him. That's what you said. I might.
They could be considered.
Yeah.
On paper,
I think you're as much as I like Watson, as much as I think he could be great. Nobody else is Patrick Mahomes.
That's fine.
Nobody else is Patrick
You're
Mahomes.
right. It's literally Patrick Mahomes. Skip some lines.
When people talk,
Joe Burrow.
Somebody said to me today, we were talking from a fantasy perspective, but still, it holds for the NFL too. He's like, how many guys are on your tier 1 of quarterbacks? He said to me, you have
One.
6. He said, you have 6 or 7 in tier 1.
You what?
I said, I have one guy
That's
in tier
one,
1.
yeah.
That's Patrick
It's
Mahomes.
one- it's
Now
Pat-
the
and
question
then
is
it's
how many guys
everybody
are on
else.
tier 2?
Yeah, that's
Now,
legit.
I expect Deshaun Watson to get back to tier 2 this year with Burrow and Herbert and Allen and maybe Trevor Lawrence.
That's fine.
Right? But
So the
to me,
only
Mahomes is, that's a different animal there.
But you said something early,
Yeah.
Tyvis, that I thought was fascinating. If you could say, give me Christian McCaffrey,
See what I'm saying?
Debo Samuel, and Kittle,
That's where the argument
Well,
really
now,
came
if we
in.
take out quarterback,
God.
that's the best. That's
like,
probably the
them 3 is crazy.
And
It's
by
not
the way,
close. If you take out quarterback, that is hands down by far.
And that's
I don't
what
know-
I-
I
that's
don't know
what
that
I
it's
was
hands-
arguing.
I don't know that I agree. It's hands down.
That's
Yes, it
that's
is. Who you
cold.
got?
Debo is not as good as the top receivers.
I mean,
He
Debo
does.
Samuel,
If
does a
if
lot.
Debo Samuel does the running back thing,
Speaking
aspect,
of injury prone, he's hurt every year too.
Debo,
Is he?
Go back and
He's
watch
missed a lot of time.
Go back and watch Debo Samuel and
But
watch
I
all
agree
the stuff
ultimately.
that he does.
However, I actually have them pretty high up, not far beyond the Browns, because
you can't really count Brock Purdy because
we don't know yet.
don't know.
Brock Purdy was pretty darn good last year.
He was.
He was.
To me, there's no doubt he's there. There's no way I'm starting Trey Lance over him if he's healthy. Right? Are you considering starting Trey Lance
He hasn't shown me nothing.
on anything?
So
It's not even a question.
No.
You would think.
Yeah.
But you still need to justify their trade.
Not.
That trade was crazy.
You have to play. If Brock, listen,
gotta give
we
Trey
don't
Lance
know.
a
Brock
chance.
Purdy might have been an anomaly, a freak thing because they have a great team. But like when Jimmy Garoppolo won games with San Francisco, he didn't put up big numbers.
No.
Like he was kind of along for the ride. It felt like right. Brock Purdy put up big numbers last year in a lot of those games.
See, McNuggets, this is what I was talking about
Yeah.
before. This is called recency bias, right?
Yeah.
So if you look at Brock Purdy,
Yeah.
people love his last eight couple games that he got.
Right.
They
Well, but
love
I'm not-
him.
hey,
they love him.
I'm not going to tell you that I think Brock Purdy's better than Deshaun Watson.
Well, no, but I'm just saying. But
Yeah.
if you ask somebody whose stock is better,
Yeah.
they would take the small sample size for Brock
They better not.
over all of the stuff Deshaun Watson has shown you and put it on 6
Right.
games.
Now, that's crazy, and I'm not one of those
Yeah.
people. I believe that Deshaun Watson is going to bounce back and be a top 6, 7 quarterback this year. But I'm also curious to see more of Brock Purdy.
Oh no!
Because if he has a good year this year, then we got to look at him as legit. If he has a good year.
He
this year.
reminds me of you remember when Tony Romo came in and it was like, who is this Romo guy?
Yeah.
Like, and you're like, and he just kept doing it. And
Yeah.
he kept doing it. You're like, okay, well he's a legit
Right.
guy. He could be a legit quarterback for him. Trey Lance. Yeah, we can't. I ain't seen
I
nothing.
can't.
We don't know.
We don't know.
We really don't know.
Barely,
But like Purdy, if Purdy hadn't gotten hurt, they might have gone to the Super Bowl. Who knows?
That's what they-
But he
they
still got
swear
him to the
up and
NFC
down.
Championship game.
He's never lost a game that he's played.
I didn't realize
in
he
the
didn't
NFL.
lose any.
No, he didn't.
Yeah,
the only
he's-
game he lost was the championship game,
Right.
but that doesn't really count.
I
do.
have to start him if he's healthy.
You better.
There's no way I'm starting Trey
You
Lance.
have no choice.
I think everybody in San Francisco, as far as the roster goes, would say,
Yeah, you know guys still playing there? Anybody?
yeah.
So have you
I haven't talked to him about the incident.
Yeah.
I have not. But I will ask. I ask Kittle
You like Kittle?
between me and you.
Wait, is Kittle your dude?
I mean, we cool.
Man, if that guy could ever stay healthy,
Kittle, yeah.
Kittle's awesome.
Kittle.
He's on it. In my opinion, he's right there with Kelsey. He's just the difference.
I used
is
to always say that as far when it came to like blocking, like a complete tight end,
he's probably even better.
He's better.
But he can't stay healthy, and
But,
Kelsey does.
yeah.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
He gets hurt
and
almost
Kelsey
every year.
Kelsey in the receiving game.
Yeah, I mean, Kelsey.
And I think people got to really start to give credit to this. The fact that you talk about Patrick Mahomes being ahead of everybody.
Yeah.
Andy Reid, when it comes to these plays, it's different.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
It's different. It's not even like he's just drawing. He's so far in the matrix now.
Yeah.
He's so far in the matrix that he just telling people to do ring around the rosy.
Remember
It's
that?
crazy.
Remember that? Okay. Did you guys watch that yet?
Yep.
Yeah.
That was wild.
Watch what?
The way he
You
came
watching
up.
this quarterback documentary?
Oh no, my
Come
wife.
on.
I watched
now.
that. You gotta get on that. It's crazy.
Oh,
The way that came up,
Yeah.
bro. Oh.
By the way, I'm in a big run of documentaries because I finished Quarterback, which was great. They're doing a second season, which I'm excited
We're going
about.
to talk about it tomorrow.
I just watched for the first time ever. I don't know. I've never seen this before. Catholics versus convicts. Have you seen that?
No.
You know what that is, right?
That's the U versus Notre Dame.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
This story is amazing how that shirt came about. I feel like you guys got to go back and watch that.
What is it? A 30 for 30?
Yeah.
Now, the U got so many 30 for 30. Don't it feel like they got
do.
like 3?
You know what? And while you was bringing up Andy Reid, it made me think. Do you think Eric Bieniemy is gonna be a great play caller for the Commanders?
Oh, he ain't got no. He got a quarterback,
Who's their quarterback? Sam Howell?
And Jacoby Brissett.
and he's not.
I mean, that's a challenge. Now, they got pretty interesting skill position
They
players.
got a great. Their skill position is.
They
great.
got your boy McLaurin.
They got Jahan
Did you play with McLaurin? No, you didn't.
Yeah, I played with
Oh, you
McLaurin.
did?
I'm not.
Yeah.
If I'm Eric Bieniemy, I thought it was a bad job. I wouldn't have took that.
Listen,
I'm not
offensively,
taking-
they got the firepower.
bro.
It's about the quarterback.
I
Don't
am
they have
never.
Curtis Samuel also?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
I
he's
played with him
last year,
too.
yeah.
I am never going to take a lateral move to a more terrible roster.
It was the only way
Felt like he had to
It
do
was the only way he gonna get a head coach.
That is so corny. I don't.
is
How
corny.
else is he gonna get one?
It's corny, but he had to do it.
Jesus. I mean,
Gee,
it's crazy.
everybody gonna say you not calling the plays. We need to see
You know what
do it.
though?
That's a dummy mission.
If he makes their offense solid,
If
not
they
even
in the
great,
top 15 of
that's
the
a
league,
great accomplishment with no quarterback.
You know what's gonna happen? This is crazy. You know what's gonna happen? You go to Washington. They already in turmoil.
Do we play them this year?
I don't think we do.
No, I don't think so.
They
I can't remember.
go to Washington. They already in turmoil. They got to sell their team. Now you're there as an offensive coordinator. You got a rookie quarterback that you're thinking about playing in Jacoby
He ain't a
Brissett.
rookie. He's the
Sam
second
Howell,
year.
he been chilling, not doing nothing. Ain't no starts. Now you got to get him ready. If he comes in there and they're bad or they don't have good quarterback play, he's then never eligible for a head coaching job. Ever. He'll never get one.
Wait a minute. What was Jacoby Brissett's record as a Brown before he left? Before Deshaun took over?
Not good enough.
What was we under 500?
Yes.
We were.
Yes.
Well, Watson went 3-3, right?
And,
And they finished the season 7-10. So
Oh yeah.
So if you got them backups, if you get fired, and it's Washington, that's one of the most rabid fan bases. They'll get you up out of here in a minute. He gonna go down there and play around.
Riverboat Run.
I am not doing.
Listen.
You messed it.
But if he go there and it's a success, they might fire Riverboat Run and just make him the coach.
Man, he's always up underneath somebody, bro.
They ain't gonna, but this the difference. If they have success on offense, they're not gonna say it's because of Ron.
Right, they're not going to. Ron Rivera has nothing to do with the
Yeah.
offense.
That's so crazy.
He'll get the credit, but
I don't
think he's in a tough spot.
He
I
definitely in a tough
He's in
spot.
a tough spot, bro.
Yeah. I mean, they have like
Keep
one of
hope
the,
alive, baby.
that's one of the worst quarterback situations in the league.
They say Sam Howell is
Nah,
like that.
I'm not going from Patrick Mahomes with my feet kicked up with caviar to hanging out in Washington trying to prove what. That's like me. That's like me going from this.
You can't be scared of
This
greatness.
is like
man.
I'm like, yeah, they need to give G. Bush his own national show. They're like, well, you ain't getting it yet. Well, in that case, what I'm going to do is go from Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show to this internet radio joint down the street to prove I'm good enough without all the rest of the cast.
Yeah.
Are you crazy? No, I'm going to post right here. No.
By the way, 1 second, Mike, did you finish the documentary? Did you watch?
Nope, I didn't finish it.
Did you finish it?
I'm halfway through 7. I'll finish it tonight.
You guys got to finish it tonight?
Yeah,
we're gonna review it tomorrow.
What is it,
End
an
of the show
hour
tomorrow.
episode?
Yeah,
This is 8 45-minute episodes.
I can watch that.
Steve Becker, EP Steve, wants to know if you add receiver 2, so 2 receivers.
Oh,
to
Well,
this.
then the Browns go further down.
Yeah, then they're out of contention. Then they get it. Then we got swept
If
all the
you
way up out
add receiver 2,
of here. The Eagles are
they still number one?
The Eagles is flying high number
The
one.
Eagles and Bengals would be number 2. I think.
and then you have to start to put the Dolphins in the mix.
By the way, I had the Chargers ahead of the Browns too,
I don't blame you.
right?
I don't blame
Because
you.
right now I got to put
constitute-
Herbert ahead of Watson.
Yeah.
Obviously, I like Chubb more than Eckler, but it's not a big, that's not a big gap because Eckler's really good.
Right.
Keenan Allen and Cooper is close, but I like Keenan Allen more.
And Mike Williams is better than their second receiver.
Yeah, the
if you're
second
going two.
receiver.
That ain't
And then
easy.
their they don't have a great tight end,
Gerald
Gerald Everett, but
Everett.
the Browns don't have a great tight end either.
So-
I take Njoku, but it's close. But I think the Chargers are a little better. They're kind of under the radar because they haven't done anything in the playoffs. Now neither are the Browns.
If you have
When you
receiver
have
two,
receiver
the Browns
two-
go down.
They're out of the mix. If you add
God.
receiver 2,
Yeah, the Browns dropped down.
all of a
The
sudden-
Jaguars are kind of sneaky in this, by the way.
I
The
thought about
Jaguars,
them. I
they're
was gonna
kinda
put,
sneaky
I was
in
gonna put
this.
them in there.
But none of their guys, they're good at all 4 spots,
They're not elite at any.
but they're not in that top group in any of them.
Trevor Lawrence could.
Trevor
be.
Lawrence is like the
close.
bottom of tier 2, I think.
Yeah.
Right? And Travis Etienne's good, but he's not elite.
Yeah.
Not yet.
And I guess their first receiver is Ridley or maybe Christian Kirk. But neither
Ridley.
one of them. Ridley could be elite, but he's not. He hasn't played in 2 years.
Ravens is kind of sneaky.
Ravens in there too. I
J.K.
had them in
I
my-
don't, I don't agree with
it
that.
depends if you believe Odell can be Odell again.
I don't think so. I don't buy that.
You think?
Well,
you
by the
think-
way, what do you think? What do you think Odell gets this year? What do you think?
I
you think he gets
I
1,000
think-
yards?
Yes.
Best case scenario gets 1,000.
I think he gets 1,000.
But what's the
It's,
odds?
it's the air raid in the thing.
What's the first of all, they're still going to run a lot. This idea that Lamar's going to run significantly less, I don't buy it. That's his instinct. You can't change a person's instinct. His instinct is to run, and he's going to run. Now, will they maybe call for less direct runs by him, as the play call? Maybe, so he'll have a few less runs. But when he gets in trouble, he looks to run. You can't. Can you coach that out of somebody?
No.
Right?
Not
So-
if he's been. You won an MVP off of him. Why would
Exactly.
you? He has
so
success
he's
with
still
it.
going to run a lot. And I would expect. I think J.K. Dobbins is going to have a big year.
I agree.
Right? He's finally healthy, full year out, a year plus.
Pick
off
him
the
up in
injury.
fantasy this year.
I think he's going to have a monster year this year, and I still think Andrews is their number one guy in the passing game.
Let me ask you guys this about Odell.
And Odell always gets hurt, so I don't think he's going to play 17 games.
What's more likely to happen for Odell Beckham Jr. this year? Playing in 15 of the 17 games or recording over 1,200 receiving yards? What's more likely?
Well, if he plays 15 games, he'd have a shot at
He could have
1,200.
a shot at 12.
I don't think either is likely personally. But
What you think he get hurt? Or you think they just sit him down?
no, I think he gets hurt because he's been hurt every year since his 3rd year in the league.
I mean, I've torn 2 ACLs, right?
Yeah.
And when you tear the first one, it's like, oh, I'm nice. I'm gonna get back. You rehab it again. When you tear that second one, it's a whole nother ball game because even though you know what the pain feel like, it's just your mindset is like, I gotta go through this again. Like the rehab is just too crazy. So
1,200.
it's hard for me to say that he gonna come back at 100%. He's always what's saving him is he was an elite athlete. If he was Jarvis Landry, he'd be out of the league like
Right.
Jarvis
Yeah,
Landry.
yeah.
Like Jarvis
is out the league.
Yeah,
Jarvis
like-
went off that cliff. Right. It happens. It's
like,
crazy how that happens in the NFL.
He wasn't never fast. I mean, so Odell. Now we're gonna see. Well, here's what we'll see. His knock was he was never a precise route runner, right? He had elite catching radius and all this other stuff. Now we're gonna see how good he can do, like the mundane things. All right, like can I get off the line of scrimmage and press coverage and get into the rhythm and the pattern? And then he playing with another guy who Lamar Jackson. it's hard to play with a Mike Vick or Lamar Jackson, right?
Sure, right.
Because you don't never really know. Everything turns into a scramble play at some point. So I would say he's going to play 15 to 17 games. I don't know if the 1,200 is realistic because, like Bull said, Andrews is their top target. And if they start off slow or if they're losing, their propensity is always going to be, let's just run the ball and pare this thing down.
That's right. So I say if I had to bet on one of those two things, I'd bet on him playing 15 games.
That's what I would take. I'd take
because I think 1,200 yards. That's a lot.
It's a new
tough.
offense, and I just don't think it's just going to be crisp.
Yeah. Plus, they drafted what's his name in the first
Flowers.
round. You know,
I forgot
healthy
Bateman's
now.
still there, and Mark Andrews is still there.
right.
So.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he's on a pitch count. I wouldn't be surprised if they come out and say,
That's
well,
true. He
we
did.
want Odell, we want him to get 50 plays.
Odell
That's
was.
it.
I think he's on record saying that the regular season is meaningless.
He just,
Right.
See,
Because when he was
Well-
trying to come back last year, he was like,
Yeah.
"I'd rather just wait to the playoffs."
Well, the Ravens are not guaranteed to make the playoffs. This is not the NBA, where certain teams are going to make the playoffs no matter what they do.
Hey, you start off. I don't care
Oh,
who
my
you is.
goodness, that's
if
a
you
fact.
If you start off 1-3, 1-4,
Yeah.
I don't care if you're the Chiefs. Like, you can't let them games pile on top of you, and then we look up on the ticker and you get beat by the Colts by 10.
That's hard to believe they lost to the Colts last
That's
year.
crazy, right?
That is really nuts.
I have an update for you guys.
Yeah.
Since this morning, Mary Kay just tweeted out that Perrion Winfrey is now a suspect in an aggravated robbery incident.
In addition to this thing.
So I'm going to read you the full tweet.
Yeah.
Cleveland police say Perrion Winfrey, who was released this morning by the Browns, is a suspect in an aggravated robbery incident. A woman posted Instagram video of the incident, says he threatened her with a gun and assaulted her.
So it's the same
tied to that incident, but he's now, according to police, a suspect in an aggravated robbery incident.
Okay, because he probably took her phone.
Yeah, because he took a phone. And nowadays, like, if you take somebody's phone, that's legit stealing property because people got their IDs in there. They got all their credit cards saved in there. That's the equivalent of you taking somebody's wallet or stealing somebody's wallet at this point. So
it's pretty obvious that it was him in this incident.
Also,
but we don't know for sure, but he's done with the Browns.
Yeah.
One more little update in case you guys want to make travel plans. The Cleveland Cavaliers are heading to Paris next year to play the Brooklyn Nets as part of an international showcase. Real quick question for you, then we'll get on to the next topic. But do you think playing international regular season basketball games will help grow an already global brand, or is this just for another TV opportunity for the NBA?
Well, obviously McNuggets, the league saw what Imani Bates was doing in the summer league. And said, we need him on prime time.
No, you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong.
What?
They seen Sam Merrill out there hitting threes.
He's the next John
better
Stockton.
than Steph Curry.
And
they said, why are we not televising this? We need to monetize Sam Merrill out there.
Who would have known that Isaiah Mobley was the better Mobley? And they got him for free.
I don't even think it's close. Isaiah Mobley is way better.
I mean, why are we sitting here beating ourselves up on whether or not Donovan Mitchell gonna stay? Let's trade him now. We got Imani Bates. He's the next Kevin Durant.
We got what's his name? The other kid. Who's the other member of the core?
Craig Porter Jr. Baby.
Craig Porter Jr.
Hey.
CPJ.
That JV core 4. We coming, baby. We going our way. And listen, I can't wait till next year's summer league, bro. I might go. Me and Tyvus might pull up.
Oh, I'm definitely going.
We're gonna pull up.
I might. You know how many charge games I'm about to go to this year?
No, by the way, I'm not lying. Listen, this is funny. Oh, I'm gonna get me some charge games in.
I swear. If the core 4 playing, I'm going. They better than the Fab. They better than the Fab.
Back on the charge this year.
I'm
gonna make a call.
Because I went to a charge game last year and saw Taco Fall play. It was fun.
Listen.
They gonna score 167 points a game.
I was watching the Gladiators and the Crunch games and listen. We down there with that JV core 4. Boy.
But no, to answer your question, McNuggets, I think it's a way to monetize it and to get them on TV. You want to show each country that basketball. We want to have basketball in your sport or have the sport in your country. Obviously, the NFL's doing it every year. I think the NBA is just trying to adopt that same mentality and play basketball.
Baseball's doing it too.
Baseball's doing it. It's been a success. It's been a success in every sport.
Are there any countries that you would want to see?
Jamaica.
Like football plays, right? Like
football?
I don't know why, but I know people will be like, no, they can't play there. Obviously, they're not going to get a chance to play in Russia. Obviously, they probably won't get an opportunity to play in China.
No.
Chances are they're not going to any North Korea. They're not really going to go.
North Korea.
They're not really going to a lot of countries in Africa. So that pretty much that leaves the European Union.
Well, there's other parts of Asia you could play.
Okay, let's see.
South Korea, you could play in Japan.
Japan. I would like to see.
That would be cool.
Professional football in
They're
Japan.
starting the 2024 Major League Baseball season. They're starting it in either Japan or South Korea. I can't remember which one.
Y'all know how long of a flight that is?
Yeah.
Think about the athlete.
How about Australia?
Would love it.
That's a long
They
flight
like rugby.
too.
I have a friend where I live. He's from Australia, but he's lived here since he was like 18. But his sister still lives in Australia, and she just came to visit. I think she said it was like 20 hours of flying or something.
Never.
Man,
I mean, I know I went to Hawaii. That was 12 hours.
I will
See, I did my Hawaii trip. We was in Cali when I played for Dallas.
we had a layover in California.
It was.
But it was
insane.
well, now that was a stupid question, G. Bush, because I just saw a documentary, and people think that you can go anywhere. Actually, there's like a lot of countries where you, as an American, either should not go or can't go, or you got to have some special invitation.
And I have another layer because as someone who's Jewish, there's other countries that I won't go either.
So Bull can't go nowhere in the Middle East, even to Jerusalem. I would not suggest.
Well, I could,
but I would. I mean,
I'm a citizen of Israel.
Oh, you are?
All Jews are citizens of Israel. Yeah.
When did this happen?
It's always been the case. I mean, I guess I'd have to fill out some paperwork. I've never been to Israel.
When did you get this dual citizenship? Well, in that case,
I don't know if I technically have it. I think I'd have to go there first.
Well, in that case, we should be able to go to Africa anytime we want to, can't we?
I could get a dual citizenship in Jamaica.
You can. You're fine.
There you go.
There you go.
I'm not going.
Yeah, you cool. I'm straight.
Although I do think playing the NFL in somewhere in the Caribbean would be kind of cool.
It'd be hot.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome.
Need it. It got to be later in the season.
Right.
I'm not going down there in September.
Can you imagine? the
like how about Christmas in
I went to Hawaii. We did our second preseason game, or third, when I was in Dallas. We played the Rams, and we was in Hawaii.
Yeah.
It was terrible. I almost, it was the hottest.
You were in Hawaii, dude.
It was hot.
We ain't built for that no more.
Mikey, go ahead.
Yesterday, I told you guys we needed the chat's help with the segment, and we're about to unveil that segment. And when we do that, it's brought to us by our dear friends at PCC Airfoils. If you're looking for a job with career advancement and great benefits, well, PCC Airfoils is a leading manufacturer in Northeast Ohio. All locations of PCC Airfoils in Eastlake, Menor, Wickliffe, and Minerva are hiring for all positions starting at $18 and up, plus full benefit packages, paid time off, and a signing bonus. You can apply online at precast.com/careers to learn more.
I like that.
You like
I'm not
that?
supposed to talk until that came back?
Yes. You'll see that every
us
once
that
in a while on the show now. It looks cool. It's going to happen a lot.
I like that new logo, or whatever it's
It's
called.
the same logo, just a little transition.
I've been looking at
You're going to
it.
get used to seeing that. So here's how this segment's going to work.
logo. That looks a little different.
Same-
they
it's the same
spiced
logo.
it up.
It looked like,
Spiced it up a little.
do it again.
Just colors.
Can we see it again?
Nope.
No,
Dang.
actually, we can't because it would create a commercial break.
All
Which
right.
we can't
Oh,
have.
no,
So-
we can't do that.
Yeah,
I'll go back.
literally we can't do
I'm
that.
going to look at it on my phone.
So this segment's called 2 for 1.
Oh, there you go.
And essentially, we are going to combine two players and ask you if they're better than one. Really, essentially, it's simple. And we want the chat's comments. I need you to answer these questions with us, chat. And we're going to read your answers after each one.
I think you should call this segment Chimera. You know what a chimera is? I feel like G would know that if anybody knows it.
Kyrie Irving and Alvin Kamara.
A chimera in Greek mythology, a fire-breathing female monster with a lion's head, a goat's body, and a serpent's tail.
Kyrie Irving, I hope it Chimera.
All right, so are you guys ready?
Yes, we're ready.
So with the first one is Avaya Mobley better than Bam Adebayo?
Yes.
That is a combination of Evan Mobley and Isaiah Mobley. If you were to combine them into one player, would that be better than
Yes.
Bam Adebayo?
Yes.
That's a landslide.
Yes.
If you combine, if you use, this is a regular fusion because they are bloodlines, so it's an easier fusion. You don't even got to use the Plutar earrings. They just do the
They
fusion
do
dance.
you got to do the dance.
See, I'm kind of torn. I'm torn because Evan Mobley, I don't think is that far behind Bam by himself.
My point exactly.
Right, yeah.
But Isaiah Mobley's not really an NBA player,
Oh, yeah.
So you take a Bam.
so I'm taking Bam.
Yeah, hey, listen.
Yeah, get out of
hey,
here.
But that one's not crazy.
Hey, that one right there, Evan Mobley. If you listen,
No, I'm switching. I'm taking
you got
Evan.
it.
Isaiah can
Isaiah-
handle, he got a little handle to
and
it.
he's a little nastier. He
He
talks trash.
can. What are you talking about?
He be doing all the gestures. He be like, little
I'm
guy.
flip-flopping because I think Evan Mobley is going to improve this year.
So that means
So you go watch the Cavs.
No, I can't.
so
They made a move. You
So
said
they
if they
did.
didn't
All
make
right,
a
I'll
move.
they made a couple more. Hey, so
I'm watching them, but I'm not going to get excited
Okay.
because the regular season don't matter. But I'm back to watching them. You're right. They did add a couple of
they got a
decent
couple
pieces.
pieces.
Yeah. I'm curious to see how those guys fit in.
We got some chat comments on this one. Most people are saying yes. Evan419 says today, no. 2 years from now, yes. Edward Hearn says Mobley easy. What skill would that player not have? Creative Juice says I got to see more from Mobley first.
Good. I like the fans are not being too biased.
Yeah, they ain't drinking.
You
no
should
beer.
ask them like non-Cleveland ones because our fans are very biased.
Well, maybe
generally.
if this works, we'll do part 2.
And well, see, McNuggets. My thing is, but some people have Evan Mobley already better than Bam Adebayo straight up now.
No.
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 Better already.
No one would take.
I think his upside is
yeah,
higher.
no one would take him today.
No.
What you mean?
No.
No one would take Evan Mobley
That man
over Bam
averaged
Adebayo
20 in the
today.
finals.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
As
today.
being better today, not
like
like
yeah, like not long term, but
Right.
like as of today.
How
better?
much did Bam average?
20 in the finals?
No, I'm saying regular season.
Oh.
Well, who gives a shit?
I mean,
I'm about to say.
Yeah, 20 wouldn't
who
matter.
cares about
like,
Evan was at home picking his ass in the finals.
Bam averaged 21, 9, 3 assists, and shot 54%.
Yeah,
from
that's not that close.
fact. Who
Okay.
cares?
Made
Who
first
cares
team All
about the
NBA
regular
defense.
season?
Oh, okay.
I'm flip-flopping back to
But
back.
hold on. Look, right? But Evan made first team all the NBA defense, right?
Yeah, but didn't average 19 or 9.
But
Well, he averaged 9, but
didn't he come third in defensive player of the year?
yeah, he finished
How
third.
good is Bam defensively?
Very, very, very good.
Are you? What side of the coin are you on? You with Kevin Durant? That offense is more important than defense. And then-
Yes.
Okay, so he wasn't wrong. Even though some comedian went back at him and explained to him how defense is the most important thing.
Well, I mean, you can't play horrible
Did y'all
defense.
see that? Did y'all see that beef?
Kevin Durant's
He has a beef
account.
with everybody.
It was
the
a
burner.
no, it was a comedian that like put a whole like 2-minute video explaining to him why.
Mike, you know who it was?
I was talking to Earl.
Do
What'd
you
say?
know about that? The Kevin Durant and the comedian going back and forth on Twitter, and the comedian did like a 2-minute video explaining to Kevin why defense is important.
Yeah, so Kevin Durant essentially was like, offense is more important than defense. The winner of the game is who scores more points. And the end goal of the game is to find ways to score. And some guy tried telling him, yeah, but defense matters too. And Kevin Durant, in his ultimate troll ability, was like, yeah, no crap. But if you don't score, you can't win. It was pretty funny. You get back and forth.
Who was the comedian?
I'll have to look at it. This guy I never heard of.
Yeah,
This is
I
our,
can't think
you
of
know
his
this
name.
is a good one because we still on the first one. But I will say to you, though, McNuggets, if you said right now, if you was a GM and you said, all right, would you right now who you want, Bam or Evan Mobley? Most likely, all the GMs will say Evan Mobley
Today, yeah,
today.
because Evan Mobley's younger.
What? There it is.
How old is Bam?
Bam just turned 26. Like
So he's still
yesterday.
kind of young.
Just turned 26.
But Evan Mobley, if you go to Bill Simmons, Evan Mobley is in the top 20
But
of
Evan Mobley
non-tradable people.
Evan Mobley, you're projecting, right?
Yes.
Whereas Bam right now is a good deal better as
Yes.
an overall player.
Yeah, and he did his
Yeah.
thing. He unlocked a couple.
By the way, is
badges.
Kevin Durant the least likable NBA Hall of Famer of the last 4 years.
Oh no, that's
Draymond Green.
That's Draymond Green. Thank you.
See, I have
give you a
no
lot.
sense of who's a Hall of Famer in the
Oh,
NBA.
Draymond Green going to the Hall of Fame.
All right, Draymond, yeah,
Dwight,
you're right.
Dwight Howard, they don't like him.
Dwight Howard's the most
Is he
unlikable.
definitely a Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the Basketball Hall of Fame is a joke because it includes college and Olympics.
People don't really like Chris Paul.
I like Chris Paul.
I like Chris Paul.
Even basketball players don't like Chris
And
Paul.
I like Dwight Howard. I dislike Kevin Durant. I dislike Draymond.
Are you guys ready for the second one?
Yes.
This is my favorite.
Yeah.
Is Amani Bokuro, a combination of Amani Bates and Isaac Okoro, better than Cam Johnson, who just got a $108 million contract?
I don't know Cam Johnson well enough.
I'm taking
to be honest.
Cam Johnson.
What did Cam Johnson average last year?
He just got a 4-year, $108 million contract extension.
This is close.
It is close, but
This is close as hell.
I tell you
I
what.
like Cam Johnson as a ball player.
Cam Johnson.
Cam Johnson averaged 15, 5, and 2 last year, shot 48% and 41 from 3.
I like the upside.
What year
He's
of
a
the league was he?
6'8" wing, and he just finished his fifth year. 1, 2, 3. Just finished his 4th year in the NBA.
How old is he?
Cam Johnson just turned 27.
How is that close?
He turned what?
I'm going to tell you what.
One more time. 20 how?
27.
Oh, hell no. Give me a Coral Bates.
I'm going to tell you right now.
I was like, well, we don't even know Amani Bates can play in the NBA.
See, but this the thing. Amani Bates, his shooting and his creating shots ability is it's going to translate to
so
the
you
NBA.
add that to a Coro's defense.
With the defense.
And his athleticism and his
Like
toughness.
that is like
so now
crazy.
you got a 3-and-D guy, pause, but now you got that guy.
I think it was good that Mike picked like a good player but not a special player.
Yeah, I mean Cam
That's
Johnson's
tough.
still-
That's
Hey,
tough.
These are all good. Like, these are all
You
good.
did a good job at that.
Because
I mean, until Amani Bates plays an NBA game, I'm not picking him.
so because here's the thing.
Do you know how I know this is good? Because, I want you to hold that thought.
Yeah.
I'm going to read you the chat comments.
Yeah.
Cam Johnson, 100% not a discussion. Next one, Amani, all day, no question. Next, Cam, next Cam, next Cam, next Cam. Chad Roeder, holy Lord in heaven, Cam Johnson is better. Edward Hearn, I love Bates, but Cam Johnson, easy. If the chat is going against the Cleveland person,
Yeah, that's true.
you know it's a good question.
Yeah, but it's not even close because we don't even know. Listen, Isaac Okoro is at best a bench player, and Amani Bates, we don't know what he is.
But what I'm looking at is you add the skills.
But
right?
that's the thing, though, G. You taking a 3-point average a game, and what you gonna put it up to? 8?
It's tough. It's tough for me because
Cam Johnson.
What does Cam average again?
I don't think it's close.
Cam averaged 15 last year.
So if
that ain't getting 15.
So if Amani Bates just ends up being Cam Johnson, that would be the biggest slam dunk ever. If he just ends up with being him
Percentage
today.
chance he ends up the next Cam Johnson.
And like you talking
Cam
about
Johnson's
after
really
career?
Let's say 5 years from now he's where Cam Johnson is. Percentage
I
chance.
don't think he's never
Where
going
was
to play.
Cam Johnson drafted? First
Lottery.
round?
There's a lottery.
I don't think he's ever going to play defense like Cam Johnson. He's a little bit longer than him, but Cam Johnson shoot 40-some%.
But you got Isaac. Oh, you talking about just Amani Bates?
So
Yeah.
but if you add a Coro, I think if you add a Coro, I think he would equal. It actually turns out to be Cam Johnson. I think this is A squared plus B squared equals C squared. I really think, or like,
The
so what are you
Pythagorean
going with?
theorem.
I'm gonna go with.
Cam Johnson.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably go
Gotta
with
go
Cam Johnson. I'm gonna go with Cam Johnson.
Someone in the chat said this really shows us how frustrated we are with Isaac Okoro. So
Yeah.
It does because you
And Amani Bates
basically
hasn't played in the league yet.
What pick did
He's gotta play
go?
first.
5.
Oh man,
That's what slows us. We like Isaac Okoro.
who could have we had instead?
How pathetic is it that people are putting
gonna look that
in this
up.
combo, looking at Bates as the better player than Okoro?
Right.
He's never played in the league and he was drafted 50th. And the fans think of him as the better of the two,
I need to
with a
see
guy
who
who was a
we-
lottery
I need
pick.
to see who
We
we
can't
missed
even
out
use
on.
his skills. We can't even assimilate his.
Jeez.
We're like, dang.
Next.
Who did we
all right,
miss
next
out
one.
on? Man.
How about Salifa Miop, a combination of Desaignajop and Sam Merrill? Is that a better basketball player than Jonas Valanciunas?
No, I'm taking
No,
Jonas.
stop it.
Oh, you crazy? If he could shoot like Sam Merrill,
Oh, we could have had time.
with Jobs blocking the shots ability, are you serious? That guy, that would turn out to be, that might be Joel Embiid.
We could have.
That actually job shooting, like that is Embiid. He's a light-skinned Embiid. Like, what do you designer job pulling up like that? That would blow your mind. That would be incredible.
Oh,
Wait,
my God.
Valanciunas can shoot.
I'm talking about coming off screens, Deshaun Watson for free.
Oh, my God.
He's uncontainable. Like, that'd be stupid.
So who you taking?
I gotta go with the light-skinned Embiid. I gotta go with Hey, listen, Anthony. Sometimes when a Pokemon level up, he just gotta change his name. Like
I'm going with the light-skinned Embiid. Who you going with, boy?
Squirtle to Blastoise.
Mikey? Who you got?
Well, I'm considering this as a 7-foot spot-up shooter coming off screen.
Crazy.
And if that is the case, because I think Valanciunas has fallen off a bit,
Yeah.
I think this is the closest one, the legit closest one comparison you could take, the combined Cavs player. So in this case, because I think Valanciunas is absolutely washed at this point of his career, give me some Salifa Diop. Or what did I name him again?
That sounds like a bad Instagram
Salifa
model,
Miop, yeah.
Like, that sounds like, hey, have you seen these pictures of Salifa Miop? Oh, my God, she's bad. Bad. Crazy.
Let's see what the chat says here on this one.
Oh, my God. This is good. I'm actually enjoying it. You thought I was going to hate this, and I'm enjoying it.
Shuttlesworth says, Jonas all day. The Cavs should find some minutes, though, for Merrill.
Sam Merrill is going to be out there.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of people aren't sure if this would be the Sam Merrill-sized Jop or Jop-sized Sam Merrill. I was going with Jop-sized Merrill.
Yeah, I was going with that.
So the 7-foot spot-up shooter.
Yeah,
7-foot spot-up
shooter.
All right, next one. I appreciate this mashup, and this is your best graphic work yet. How about Juke Talon, a combination of Luke Travers and Jared Allen? Is that a better basketball player than Nikola Vucevic?
This is tough.
Dang, that's a good one.
Luke Travers has got a mullet, huh?
He does.
Oh, yeah, he's got some flow, and he's got a bad mustache, real bad mustache.
And McNuggets, he got the slowest release I've ever seen in my life. But
I like his
I'm about to say, but it
goes
dropped,
in.
though.
It go in.
I think I might take Juke at Talent, man. You got a guy that actually plays good defense, and he can shoot. I mean, that's partially that he'd get out the paint for Evan Mobley and space out a little
So
bit.
he could play. He could block shots.
That'd be all right, actually.
Actually, to be truthful, give me him. Give me that. He's a creative player. Remember they used to have the face scans for 2K?
They still got him.
And you got.
I got my dude
But they
with the
never.
face scan.
But they never worked. You look like you just got in a fire.
No, my dude looked just like me. It's kind of scary.
My dude had bad skin. I had my face looked like a pepperoni pizza,
My dude
bro.
looked just like me.
It was trash. It was terrible.
What was that?
They used to have a face scan feature.
2K.
Well, so you scan your face and it puts it right on your player.
My dude looked just like me.
And for half of the
It's
population who
hilarious.
bought
What
it,
was this for?
NBA 2K.
Oh.
For half the population, it worked like a gym. For the other half, it turned you into some sort of alien, and it was terrible. But now I'm gonna take Talon. What's his name again?
Juke
Talon.
I got,
Talon?
what's his name? Vucevic. Whatever, however you say
Give me
it.
June Tao.
Juke Tao.
Give me June Tao.
There are some very funny comments in the chat. I
Sounds like a
can't read them
shortstop
all
in the
so we don't
Korean
get in trouble.
Juke Tao.
But the chat is mostly with Juke Talon on this one.
Juke Talent.
Even though Black Play Game says Vooch is a beast, don't sleep on him.
I like him.
Everyone
for
else
sure.
is going with Juke Talon here.
That is a cool name.
Juke Talon's a good name. That's one of the
That's
names
a
that came
great
together
name.
better.
Nice job by you guys. Nice job by Anthony putting those chimeras together.
We got a couple more, don't worry.
Oh, really?
Number 5, we have 7. Number 5. How about Dave Pones Jr., a combination of Craig Porter Jr. and Damian Jones, the Cavs' newly signed 7-foot center, or Karl Anthony Towns?
Oh, stop it.
Sorry, Carl. Give me Cat.
Give me Cat.
This is Damian Jones at 7 foot with the ball handling and athleticism of Craig Porter Jr.
I don't know what Damian Jones does.
He jumps and dunks. He's a 7'1" center.
Yeah, give me Cat.
God, he can handle the ball though. That's tough. He can handle the ball. He can jump and dunk at 7'1".
I mean, Cat's 7 feet. He shoot threes.
He be like Ja Morant with 7 foot.
Come on now.
Give me Cat.
My favorite comment from the chat on this one. Come on, guys. I take an actual cat over those two.
An actual
Good.
feline.
That's good.
That's
Someone
sad
is
Cat fell
saying
off
Demi
like
Gage,
this.
but most people are saying give me Cat for good reasons in this one. Okay,
Yeah.
next up we have two more. Maybe my favorite name.
Yeah.
How about Shireen Whopper? A combination of Sharif Cooper and Dean Wade.
I don't know who Sharif Cooper is.
He's on the Summer League team. Or Scotty Barnes.
Scotty Barnes. Well, Scotty Barnes kind of took a step back this season.
Yeah, he did. And I
So
don't even-
two basically G League players or Scotty Barnes. He's supposed to be really good.
Scotty Barnes.
Now-
If you gonna put it that way, Scotty Barnes.
Now Cooper averaged like 26 in the G
He averaged 27 last year in the G League.
and then you got Jason Lloyd's boy Dean Wade,
Yeah, he loves
aka
it.
Johnny Bravo.
His boy.
Johnny
AKA random white dude.
Yeah, right. Johnny Bravo. And I don't like the fact that a man's named Whopper. I don't like that. You can't-
Chad has taken Whopper. A couple people have said Whopper on name alone.
Man, it's a good name.
and it's Shireen Whopper.
He get a
you
heck
look at
of
that,
an-
you're like, is this a woman or a man? I don't know. Like this is ambiguous.
That boy get a heck of a Burger King deal. I'll tell you
Man,
that.
yeah, he would. He could be good, bro. Like, give me Scotty Barnes.
All right, last one here.
Give me Barnes.
And before I tell you who it is, I need everybody on the panel. Close your eyes and imagine with me for 1 second. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
We got to
Imagine Amani Bates' handling ability. Sam Merrill's three-point shooting ability.
Okay.
Isaiah Mobley's size.
Oh, we need to
Luke
trade.
Travers' passing ability.
We need to
Craig
trade
Porter
Donovan
Jr.'s
Mitchell.
athleticism and Sharif Cooper's finishing. Is that all in one player? Steve, take graphic.
LeBron James.
Donovan Mitchell.
Take it. Open your eyes. Is that better than LeBron James? I'll repeat once again and keep that graphic on screen. Amani
That is
Bates
so disturbing.
handling
It is. I don't like
and
that.
isolation moves.
I don't want to look at that.
Sam
my
Merrill, no, leave it up.
God.
You will stare at
It
the
is
combination
creeping
of
me
the
out. I'm not
Summer
looking
League
at
team.
it.
That's crazy, bro.
It's really creeping me out.
It is. It's kind of
You can drop it, but I'll repeat it one more time.
Ugh.
Amani Bates' ISO moves, Sam Merrill's three-point shooting, Isaiah Mobley's size, Luke Travers' passing, Craig Porter Jr.'s athleticism, Sharif Cooper's finishing. Is that in one player better than LeBron James?
That's absurd.
No.
Yes. What you mean? They got a Summer League champ. No, I'm just playing. No, it's not.
You
No,
have
it's
to.
not.
I mean, I'd take him over Giannis, but not LeBron.
Whoa.
You'd have to have like you'd have to add like all-time players. Like you would have to be like, give me like you could say Mark Jackson's passing ability or Jason Kidd's passing ability, and it still wouldn't be LeBron. You could say
What are you talking about? Have you added superstars?
yeah.
I mean, Mark Jackson's not a superstar, but he's
I
a
mean,
very
but
good
he's,
player.
you
he's
said if
fourth all-time in assists.
If you had Jason Kidd with who?
Say
Jason
watch-
Kidd with Larry Bird shooting.
No,
No.
still LeBron. So then you would say with
Well, Larry Bird's a top 10 player all time.
I don't know about that.
No?
Larry Bird, it's getting kind of hectic out here.
Cutting them down?
Man, give me,
Jokic is coming in kicking people out.
I
the
still got Bird ahead of
give
Jokic.
me Giannis size
Okay.
and finishing,
Yeah.
Kevin Durant shooting, Kyrie Irving handles.
Yeah, then that person. The only way you get better than that would be you would need to get
Dude, to be crazy.
Shaq size, Allen Iverson's handles.
that would
Ray
be,
Allen.
Ray Allen. Now you're going up to.
Now LeBron's done.
Now you're done.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
got to go up to the upper room to get that. You got to go like. But if that person's so good, their life
I
expectancy
mean,
go down.
if you just took Shaq with Larry Bird's free throw shooting, forget about it.
If Shaq could, if
Shaq
Shaq
had a jumper.
had free throw shooting ability, he'd be the greatest player ever.
Yes.
If Jack-
So the initial question for this one
Yeah.
was going to be if you combine all those G League skill sets into one player, is that a top 25 guy in the NBA? And then Jason Lloyd was like, no, it's not enough.
Of course not.
Put LeBron. Do you think if you, though, combine those 6 players into one, those skill sets, could that be an NBA All-Star?
No.
Yeah,
an all-star?
No.
because shooting.
What position is they at?
It's Isaiah Mobley's size, so you'd be
Guys.
3-4
Guys,
stretch 5.
none of them have any kind of elite skills.
Well,
None of them are
Imani
elite.
Bates got an elite skill.
No, he doesn't.
He got a nice ISO pull.
It
step
ain't
back.
elite. He's never done it in the NBA.
Hey, listen, when
We're gonna find out in garbage time.
Hey, listen.
He gonna put up. He gonna have a Tracy McGrady performance with 10 seconds.
Hey,
left.
by the way, and here's the thing. This is gonna happen, people, and I'm gonna set it up. I'm gonna just let y'all know.
Yeah.
When he get to a point where they gonna put him on that bench.
Who? Imani?
Yeah. And they put him in that game.
That's a bad job. How do you?
Horrible job. We seen that.
I made it yesterday.
When they put him in the game, the crowd is going to go insane.
Oh, it is.
When he hits threes,
Well,
it's going to be.
As soon as he touch it, he pulling it.
And think about that. We haven't had that where it was like. I'm trying to think of a player like when
LeBron James.
Well, LeBron had it all the time. Like when we had Kyrie, right? But I'm trying like when Kyle Korver was pulling up, you just knew. You was like, yo, that people was like, oh, he about to shoot, cool. But this dude.
No, it was a bunch of people like that.
Are you trying to say he's the best shooter the Cavs?
No. I'm saying
a guy who's never played in the league.
I'm
The
saying
Cavs have some shooters.
I'm saying the excitement around him is, I would say, right up there with let me see.
Oh,
We had way more excitement than Colin Sexton. We was like, Colin Sexton, who's this?
well, Colin Sexton was coming right when LeBron.
Why
was
would you be
leaving.
more excited about this? Colin Sexton was a lottery pick. This guy's a long.
That's the point.
He was a lottery pick. This guy's a lottery ticket.
When Darius Garland got picked, people was like, Darius who?
Yeah.
Because he only played like 5 games.
By the way, speaking of lottery tickets, are you guys buying a Powerball?
Yes, it's $1 billion.
$1 billion tonight.
I already bought
I never played the lottery.
I need to get
But
on
I'm thinking about doing
on that app and get that dollar.
You know what's stupid? Is that
bought
people
it.
that you buy it, like, I don't buy it when it's 175 million, but I buy it for $1 billion.
Yeah.
Like, what's the difference? I'm set for life either way.
I got one question for you both,
Yeah.
and we'll move on. By the way, the Guardians play at 12:30 today.
Yeah.
They first pitched in about 17 minutes. Bull, you know how you made the bet last year? And I forget exactly what the bet was, but essentially you did something. You never make bets, and you have to buy a Baker Mayfield jersey.
Right, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
What
you
bet
did.
can we make to buy you an Amani Bates jersey to wear on the show
No, I'm
this
gonna
year?
buy him a Miles Straw jersey as soon
Here's
as he
the
get a home
difference,
run.
though. I don't dislike Imani Bates.
No, I know. I just think
I'm
it'd be
just
funny.
saying, calm down and let's see it first.
No, take out
Baker,
any.
I didn't
No,
like.
no, no,
Let me
no.
ask you this.
I'm not saying you dislike Amani by any means. I'm
Yeah.
just saying I think it'd be good content for us if we put together some sort of
See,
bet.
8 points in a
What does he
regular
got to
season
do?
game.
In a game, what does he have to do?
We'll buy the jersey for you.
regular season.
8 points. I mean, he could play in garbage time one game this year and score 8
so-
points.
If he
It's
scores 20
impossible.
points in an NBA game
You
this
tell
year.
us.
Oh, no chance he scores 20 points.
So if he scores 20, will you wear an Amani Bates jersey on the show?
Yes.
All right,
What
there
about
we
if
go.
Miles
Will you
Straw
guys-
hit
will
a
you guys
home
mark
run?
this down?
Only,
clip
the
this?
only possibility of him scoring 20 is the last game of the year when they play all the guys on the bench.
What about
Maybe he can
What
score
about
20.
Miles Straw hitting a home run? Would you wear the jersey?
I'm not buying that because
I'd buy it.
yeah. Oh, I'll wear it. Sure. Yeah. If you buy it, I'll wear it.
Okay, Miles Straw.
We
hit
will-
a home
He hasn't
run.
hit a home run in 2 years.
We'll find the funds and we will get you an Amani Bates jersey if he scores 20 points in
All right.
a regular season game.
Hey, listen. Don't get me wrong. I want Imani Bates to be that lottery ticket that pays off. I hope it happens.
Right.
I just feel like people are counting on it now, and I think you're setting yourself up for disappointment if you're counting on it,
G. Bush.
especially in year one.
G. Bush did this.
You know,
But could he be good down the line? Sure. We're all hoping he could be good.
it is the greatest unexpected shot in the dark in Cleveland history. Is it Josh Gordon? Because he was in the supplemental draft, and it's like, hey, that's a throwaway, right? They got a receiver in
I
the
think he was
supplemental.
the last player taken in the supplemental. draft.
Yeah, and when they got him, we're like, who's this guy? He got kicked out of Utah, kicked
But
out
he
of
was a
Baylor.
really good talent, though.
But we didn't. I'm saying when they got him,
Didn't nobody know about
we
it.
didn't know. Like we was just like, he's a receiver. And then the first time he played, he was like,
I don't know. I
Was
have to
Kyle
think about that.
Shanahan the OC when he was here? Yeah, he was. Because I remember.
no, I
he
think it was
asked him.
Shazinski.
I think it was Kyle.
He might have been. It might have been. It was.
Because
It
I
was.
remember asking about it.
It was.
I
He-
remember.
First lottery ticket.
That's the biggest lottery ticket I can think of. Or Jose Ramirez, because Jose Ramirez was not ranked in anything
No, he was not a top prospect.
at all.
Nope.
Like it's just like never heard of him. It was like,
No.
who's this Ramirez guy?
Yeah.
And for the Cavs lottery ticket, we don't really.
Yeah, no, don't even do it.
Matthew Dellavedova.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
That's kind of a guy. I mean,
That-
he
he was-
contributed.
I mean, when Dele and LeBron went into Golden State and won the first, I've never seen nothing like that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Dele and LeBron.
And then Dele almost died.
That's okay.
How about Timofey Mozgov?
He didn't play.
They didn't draft him though, did they?
No.
They did not draft him.
But
Yeah,
he
I
didn't
didn't think
play.
so.
Didn't he get hurt? No, that wasn't him.
But
That
the
was
Cavs didn't draft Dele, did they?
No, I thought the Bucks did, didn't they?
I thought. Look it up.
I
It's a
thought
good question.
Milwaukee did.
I didn't know that guy had to be drafted
What is-
necessarily.
Dele's first NBA action was with the Cavs, so
He must have been an
thought he was-
undrafted free agent,
Wow,
right?
I thought
Or
he
was
was
he
with the
drafted? I don't
Bucks.
remember him being drafted, but
Matthew Dellavedova, according to his basketball reference, is very long.
yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Look, the transaction should be on the bottom of the page.
Yeah, but it only says the first deal. It doesn't say his draft.
Oh.
But his first
Probably-
NBA salary is by the Cavs. He never got paid by anyone but the Cavs. So.
Yeah, he probably
Or to start his career, excuse
he
me.
probably was undrafted. So there you go. But he could have been, Mike. He could have been with somebody else in like camp or something.
He went undrafted in 13,
Yeah.
and the Cavs were the first NBA team he was affiliated with.
Okay.
And then he went to the Bucks, and then came back to the Cavs.
No,
That's right.
So that is that. All right, one thing we talked yesterday, we're not going to talk about Madden rankings. If you missed that conversation,
The offensive line came
just so
out.
you guys know, though, the running back rankings came out. Nick Chubb's ranked first, so no discussion. Cool. We're going to move on. Offensive line came out too, Earl. Batonio's the
All I
sixth
know is
highest
that
ranked
those
guard.
wide receiver ratings was so idiotic.
Is he in the 90s? He at what, a 92?
Batonio?
Oh, he's higher than
Joe
that.
Patonio is a 92.
Only a 92?
How did you know that?
Zach Martin first, 99. You got Trent Williams second at 98.
Trent Williams.
All right,
Lane
wait a
Johnson,
second.
98.
We
Larry
decided we were
Trunchbull,
not doing
95.
these. Did we
I
not?
was just saying Nick Chubb was second. It was first.
You guys are
excuse me.
inappropriate right now,
Was
both of
first.
you.
All right, let's talk a little Guardians, though. Let's talk a little Guardians. The Bats are hot. They've scored 10 runs in back-to-back games here.
Yeah.
The question today, and guys, I don't want to overreact to 2 games.
This
I get
question
that.
is absurd.
It is
We
absurd.
can't every time they win 2 games against a shitty team say,
Well,
are they back?
That's not the question.
Go
My
ahead.
question is, how long do you need to see them produce at, obviously it won't be 10 runs a game, but produce at a level around this for you to start giving yourself a glimmer of hope that this offense may have turned a corner?
I need them to do what the Cincinnati Reds did. I need them to win and rip off, what was it, 13, 14 in a row.
Yeah. The
And
Reds
if
have hit the shitter since then.
They did. They have.
But they're still
But they
14.
are they in first place still?
Nope.
Dang,
They're
they
2.5
lost
back
it.
in Milwaukee,
Dang.
4 games over.
But they at least gave them some hope where everybody was behind.
The
Look at
Reds
that.
are legit.
G is live on air
Offensively.
trying to play his lottery.
I gotta get my lottery in right quick.
Right now?
Yeah, gotta get the lottery
Hey, make sure y'all
G's
download
wallet.
the Jack Pocket.
G's
app,
got a purse.
Man. Do it on your phone.
in. Yeah, get
He's
that.
got a purse and a wallet that match each other. Do you have that, Tyvus?
That's kind of.
First of all,
That was
Look
kind
at
of
this.
wild.
Look at this. He's
I
got a
don't
purse
use-
and a wallet. They match each other. You got to see this. I got to show you. I got to show you. Look at this.
You's a funny guy.
Look at that.
You's a funny dude. I don't like you. That's the funniest
it's
thing
not
you
a,
said.
first of all, it's not a purse. It's a satchel. It's
satchel.
It's a man
Okay,
bag.
I'm done. Listen, I had to get that tape. I will forget.
Plus, G's got the George Costanza wallet, man. Your wallet's too thick. Got too much stuff in there.
You know what I mean? I got everything in there. I got business cards. I got library cards.
Look at my wallet.
joint. And listen, I got a Blockbuster video rental thing.
My wallet's nice and thin.
Yeah, that boy. Mine start like that, and then I just start adding snacks in there and stuff. It'd be like,
Snacks. Adding snacks.
it's just crazy. Man.
Oh, my God. Mike, the Guardians. I think they have to do it for a month.
I take that.
You gotta hit consistent.
it's
Listen,
just-
Josh Naylor's playing out of his mind. It's a
Yeah,
shame he wasn't on the All-Star game. He had another huge game. Good to see Stephen Kwan getting hot. You know, I like
Miles Straw, 2-hit game.
they had a 1-hit game.
I thought he had I'm saying he had a hit in 2 games.
Oh, 2 games in a row. Wow,
Yeah,
that's what we're excited about. What is this, freaking Little League?
Look, the next one is about to go over the fence, baby.
The next one,
the next
can't call that
one
out.
over the fence.
Cleveland Guardians offenses versus Pittsburgh versus the rest of MLB.
Yeah, like so.
Versus Pittsburgh versus the other 28 teams they could potentially play.
That's not good.
Oh, I see.
So we need to play Pittsburgh.
And they still only got 3 home runs.
No, 3
That's
home runs per game.
Okay, I'm about to say, like, yo, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's great. They played very well in these 2 games. And yesterday they beat up the Pirates' best pitcher, Mitch Keller. He's a good pitcher, good young pitcher. But so yeah, they've played great these last 2 days. And
take the under on the
top
games.
of the lineup has gotten hot. But it's not doesn't change the fact that there's still significant holes in the lineup.
Let me ask you this:
Yeah.
Do you feel like the Guardians viewed the baseball team as one of 3 things, like a vanity piece, like I own this team, or a family business where they're just trying to make money, or C, that they are operating it as a organization where winning is placed above everything? Which one do you think?
What was the first one? That's a vanity piece?
Vanity piece.
So, obviously, I don't know anybody in the Dolan family personally, so I'm just guessing based on the knowledge that I have. I do know, at least to some level, the GM, the president, and other members of the front office. Okay, and what I would say is, I actually wouldn't say it's any of those things.
Really? So they?
I think it's a combination of the business and wanting to win. They clearly don't put winning at all costs is not there. That doesn't exist. They want to win. I know a lot of people, and a lot of people, Dolans don't care. They don't want to win. They do want to win, but not at all costs.
So it's like, is that
and
at all
it's
costs?
not good enough. It's not good enough.
Is that at all costs the profit margin, or what? Like, because it's not like they're raking in coffers and coffers.
Well, we don't know what they're making. Like, we don't know the reality.
That's a good point.
Like, they don't open their books, so we don't know. I don't know how much they're making. I don't know how much they're losing. I don't believe they, I know that if that they get this money from this BAM Technologies out, that they get a ton of money from that every year. There's some revenue sharing within the new agreement, not like football or basketball, but there's some of it which they get money from that. Obviously, their TV deal is a mess with what's going on with Bally's right now, and then the gate, and then merchandise and all this other stuff. Plus, this hasn't factored in yet, but they're going to expand Major League Baseball in a couple of years, which means the 30 current owners are going to split $4 billion probably when 2 new teams come into the league. Now, they haven't gotten that money yet, obviously. It's probably going to be another few years.
Would they go back to Oakland?
I don't know what they're going to do.
I'm saying the team. Would they go if they go to Vegas? Would they put a team back at Oakland?
Maybe. They probably shouldn't have lost their team, but we'll see. I think Nashville, Tennessee might get a team. But the bottom line is we don't know how much they're making or losing. I don't believe they only, like some people say, all they care about is saving money. I don't believe that's all they care about. I do think they want to win. I don't think they look at it as a vanity piece, to be fair to them. But they certainly don't do whatever it takes to win. And that's why it's a mixed bag, because I give them a lot of credit. I give him a lot of credit for hiring good people and letting them do their job. But you stop them from doing their job by giving them no margin. Like, the front office has made some mistakes in the last year, right? Mm-hmm. The Josh Bell contract bad, Zunino bad, Straw contract bad. 3 bad contracts in the last year or 2. Not to mention this glut of prospects that they haven't been able to trade to get proven players. That's a failure by the front office. But the front office, which is still really good despite that, one of the best in the league, has no margin for error because the payroll is so limited, right? I mean, think about it. Like, money doesn't guarantee anything. Look at the Mets. They have the largest payroll this year in the history of baseball. Mm-hmm. The largest payroll in the history of the baseball, and they're, I believe, 4 games under 500 right now. They're, I think, 8 games out in the wild card and 15 out in their division, and they have the highest payroll in the history of baseball. But it allows you to make up for your mistakes quicker. And usually, if you have a high payroll, there's just so bad you can be. But, yeah, I mean, look, the Yankees stink right now. They're in last place in the American League East. But if you gave the Guardians front office a payroll of, I'm not even asking for Yankees Mets. I'm asking for $150 million. that shouldn't be unreasonable. They're at, what, 80, 90 right now? If this team's payroll was $150 million, how good could they be? Unfortunately, we don't see that.
I would love to see what people, like different statisticians and different like analysts would say when it comes down to like algorithms or numbers. Like more than anything, like sometimes I just feel like it's just baseball is a product of luck. Like like who wins is really a product of. I mean, it's a lot of random stuff
in the playoffs. Yes.
Yeah.
Now, that's why you have a long season. Now, the good thing about baseball, like basketball and hockey have long seasons, but to me they're meaningless because so many teams make the playoffs. In baseball, it's still hard to make the playoffs.
Very.
Right? Because only 12, even now when they've expanded it, only 12 out of 30 teams make the playoffs. That's the lowest percentage of any sport. So it's hard. But yes, once you make the playoffs, there's a lot of luck involved, guys, because, you know, let's say Mike Trout is the LeBron, or let's say Shohei Ohtani is the LeBron equivalent. Of the, LeBron, maybe, let's say he plays 22 playoff games. Maybe he's going to play one bad game.
Yeah.
Yes.
If he plays two, it's unheard of. Whereas even the best baseball player, like Shohei Ohtani, he plays one series, he could go 2 for 15.
And
it's baseball. I mean, that's no matter how good you are, you just might hit the slump at the wrong time. It just doesn't happen. Like, yeah, I mean, occasionally a great quarterback will play a bad game in the playoffs, but it's not that common.
Right.
But it's okay. But a baseball player could have 4 or 5 bad games, even if he's the best player in baseball.
Even when Barry Bonds was like, you know, on different enhancements, and he was ungodly at the plate.
Right.
Like he was just hitting everything out the park.
Yeah.
They weren't winning World Series.
No.
Like I remember playing. He kept his series against the Angels, Anaheim back in the day was.
Yeah.
It was one of the best series I've ever seen. I mean, he was hitting home runs out every single game.
We got to go to Mikey. What's up, Mikey?
I got big news.
Yeah.
I got big news. Tyvis, we got it figured out. We have a new guest making his UCSS debut today.
Former Tyvis
and this
teammate.
is, without a doubt, the fastest guest we've ever had on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. It is the newest Cleveland Browns wide receiver, Marquise Goodwin, who literally just landed in Cleveland. What's up, Marquise? Thanks for joining the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show.
Down. Of course, I appreciate y'all.
Marquise, do you have some good Tyvis stories you can tell us that are okay for air?
You say what?
Do you have any good Tyvis stories you can tell us that are acceptable for the airwaves?
I can tell you he's one hell of a player and an even better guy.
Thank you.
Well,
Marquise.
we know that.
Thank you.
Hey,
I
listen.
appreciate you.
Listen.
Thank you.
He's solid, 10 toes down. He was like,
I like that.
He's solid. He's solid. That's why I'm on the show right now.
I appreciate you, Marquise, man. You have always been, even though you was big time in San Francisco, you always made time to be, humble, one of the most humble guys I know, man. And you always looked out for us and always taught me lessons, even when I was trying to hold on to you in practice because you was passing to me. You were always there to give me some advice, man. So I appreciate you taking time out to come on this show.
It's all love, man. I appreciate you having me. Much respect.
Marquise, we talked about this offense last year, and last year, it just seemed like there was that ingredient missing in terms of the speed and getting downfield. In Cleveland, we haven't had a vertical passing game. I said, man, a lot of times was watching the Browns was like watching somebody throw the ball in a phone booth. But you obviously a guy that has that level of speed, that level of takeoff. What are some things that you think you could be able to do with Deshaun Watson? Because he throws a really nice ball, and you guys connected a couple times in the OTAs.
Just to keep it simple, man, some of the things that I can bring to the Cleveland Browns really is just running fast and catching the ball. It's simple. It's simple for me. It's been a part of my game, obviously, since I started playing receiver back in high school. And just trying to hone in on my role on this team and do my job.
Marquise, what did you think of, in OTAs so far, seeing some of the young receivers the Browns had? They've drafted some receivers the last couple of years. They traded for Elijah Moore, who's going to be in his 3rd year in the league. What's your initial impression of some of these young guys?
I think they're figuring things out. we're all just trying to get this thing going. Obviously, I'm new to the team, so I don't have much to really base it off of being really one of the newest guys on the team. I missed half of the offseason because I was trying to fish different teams and see what would be the best fit. But just being around those guys and seeing how much they love football, that's really the most important thing for me. Having teammates who really love being out there because, as you know, I know, Ty, you know, like when you play football, if you don't love it, it's going to be a super long, dragging season. And so we'll go through ups and downs throughout the season. So you have to make sure that that element is definitely intact.
Marquise, you have made it to year 10, something that a lot of people dream of in the NFL. What's been the secret, man? How did you do it? Because, you know, I flamed out after 4 years. How you make it to 10?
It's year 10 on the field. I took a year off due to COVID. I got drafted in 2013. Really just taking care of my body, man, training and really focusing on what's important. I'm not a partier. I'm not really out in the clubs, not in the streets. I've been married 7 years. I got kids. I'm a family guy, and that's what's important. And football is one of those things that is important to me. It changed my whole life. And I just, you know, the things that I care about, I try to prioritize those. So really just focusing on my speed and focusing on the things that will keep me. I know everybody loves speed. And so if I can stay fast, obviously I'll stay relevant. So that's been one of the things that I focused on, and it's helped.
You know, Marquise, we trying to get some insight here, man. Kevin Stefanski, I've been blowing his phone up. I've been DMing him. He ain't answered my phone. I've been emailing him. Man, this dude be playing around. I think he was lining his beard up or something. But I'm trying to figure out, my man, like what this offense going to look like. We've been handing the ball to Nick Chubb, and that's a great option. But they tell me y'all throwing the ball around a little bit. Can you give me a little tidbit of like some different things, those little wrinkles that y'all been running in training camp so far?
Man, I'm waiting on him to answer my texts and calls too. We in the same boat. Hey, coach, what we doing? Okay. I definitely wish I could give you some hints. Like I said, I'm new to the offense. I really don't know what to expect. I'm just here off the sheer will of loving to play football and getting another opportunity to play. So y'all have to tune in into camp and tune into the season, and then, you know, get more insight that way.
Mikey, you got a question?
Yeah, Marquise, thanks again for joining us, man. Really appreciate it. You know, if you go back and read anything about you, it's pretty evident that your sister is a major motivation and part of your life. For anyone who's not familiar with your relationship with her story, and how she continues to be kind of a motivating factor for you as you enter your 10th year in the NFL, would you mind giving the people out there a little context on your relationship with your sister and how that is a motivating factor for you as you continue to progress on the field?
Yeah, in short, my sister, I'm the oldest of 12 kids, and my oldest sister, she is 10 months younger than I am. We're both premature. And due to her being premature, she was 3 months premature. I was 2 months premature. And due to that, she suffered complications in birth and ended up being diagnosed with cerebral palsy, which is a condition basically never walked a day in her life. She's fully dependent on my mom, still lives with my mom, and has never walked a day in her life. And I use that as motivation in all of my sport endeavors. Just helped me to learn to not make excuses, not to feel sorry for myself, because here she is never been able to touch feet to the ground. Sorry about that. I got a call on my watch. But here I am, you know, being able to play not one but two sports professionally. I'm honored by God to be able to be blessed to perform at the highest level in two sports professionally. So she's definitely a motivation for me, and hopefully as I share my story, she can motivate other people as well.
Do you ever miss the Olympics, doing the long jump and running? Do you ever think that you wish you would have stayed with just doing that?
Nah, I mean, I still do it in the off season, so it's not something that I just gave up. I think I'd be doing a disservice to my sister if I stopped playing football or running track before God said it was time. And so I just try to give my best efforts whenever I can, and whenever I can get out there and compete and have a team that supports me to do so, I'll go do it. But I didn't get to do that this off season, as I part-time volunteered for the UT track team, so I'm still around track and field. But I don't wish that I gave up the Olympics, because I wouldn't be able to afford the lifestyle and the things that I've been able to give my family and help them with just running track. And I wouldn't be able to spend the time that I am able to spend with them. Obviously football has an off-season track. The off-season is even shorter. You might get a few weeks off and it's back on the track. So I'm grateful for, the path that I've taken and where my sports have led me.
Marquise, why did you ultimately choose the Browns?
I chose the Browns because they were the best fit. Deshaun Watson, we had the same agent, and so it was a no-brainer. I've always wanted to play with him. He's an elite quarterback, elite arm talent, and he's just a great dude. And I just look forward to building with him and just being around and trying to help his legacy any way I can and help the Browns win.
You've been you've played a lot in the NFC West. Obviously, there's some great rivalries there. This division is known for its rivalries: the Steelers, the Ravens, the Bengals. You excited to be a part of that?
100%. I'm excited to play football. I don't really look at one team or another as a rival. On Sundays, Mondays, Thursdays, everybody's a rival. Whoever's lined up against me is my rival. So I don't really single out any team. I'm not marking anybody down on the calendar. It's like whoever I'm facing that week, that's my rival.
Let's go, Keith.
Marquise, man, what I'm going to do, I'm going to lobby for y'all right now. I think sometimes the old linemen, when they do well, Nick Chubb do well, they get the watches, they get, the Rolexes and stuff and all that good. So what I'm going to do, I'm leading the campaign for Deshaun Watson for throwing for 4,500. So my thing
I thought you wanted him to throw for 5,500.
I thought it was 7,300.
His man's is on. I gotta walk that back. I gotta keep it reasonable.
Okay.
So 4,500. If he get 4,500, I'm gonna throw this out to Deshaun. Like saying I don't count nobody else's bags, but the bag is indeed has came through. So what type of watches would you like to get? If you did get 4,500 for the entire receiving corps.
For the entire receiving corps of me, because we can't lobby for everybody right now.
We're gonna just say you give it to you. Yeah, what you want is for the veterans. What you like.
What watch do I not have right now?
You got that Audemars? You got the Hublot?
Yeah, I don't have a Hublot. I got an AP. I don't have a Hublot, so yeah, throw that Hublot in there.
Yeah, I like that. Hey, Deshaun, go ahead. Let's get that done.
I really want to no, but I want a car though. I mean,
get him a car. Forget the watch. Get him a car. What kind of car do you want?
Yeah, we got to up the ante, man. If we're giving gifts, and if I get to choose, it's got to be something huge, honcho, right?
You know what it should be? If Deshaun throws for 4,500, he gets the watch. If he throws for 5,000. He gets a car. If he throws for 5,200, then he gets both.
This is a Price is Right.
Hey,
let's just say when he throws. Let's not say if.
That's right. That's right.
Like that.
Now here's the important question, Marquise. Okay, we're running a 40-yard dash, you and me. Wait a second.
Stop.
Wait a second. Marquise, I start 30 yards in.
Okay.
I only have to go 10 yards. You got to go 40.
He's still going to walk.
Who wins the race?
30 yards.
Zoom the camera out. Let me see.
I'm fat, Marquise. I'm fat. There's the belly.
He's built like Joe Batonio if Batonio ate
I'm a short Joe Batonio. I'm Joe Batonio minus 8 inches.
He's like, let me see your angles.
You want my answer?
Yeah.
I'm walking your ass down.
What if what do I gotta be? 5 yards away?
Yeah.
3 yards away?
You better be 2 yards from that goal line.
Oh, I know what I tend to ask you. Marquise, didn't y'all do an event? What was the event that they threw on where y'all raced?
40 yards ago?
Yeah, that was it. Who did you go up
Was
against?
that Tyreek Hill? Didn't he race against Tyreek?
No, I don't think Tyreek was there. Who did you go up against for the
He
final?
didn't want smoke. I only showed up because I thought he was going to do it.
Shots fired.
I love that.
Oh
He
my
doesn't want
gosh! Well, that
I like that.
I got the receipts in them DMs too, but
oh man. Well, I say y'all set it up and do it for charity.
Well, so who was it? Who did you beat in that?
everybody who showed up.
Look at him.
And whoever else.
Hey, now listen. So he is. So
was Anthony Schwartz in that?
No, I don't think this was
If
like.
he would have showed up, he would have got that work too.
John Ross?
He would have showed up. He definitely would have got that work.
I love it.
It's funny.
I do this though. I do this for real. This ain't for play. Like it ain't for
That's
clout.
right.
It ain't for. I really do it. Like
Love it.
I've been trying to tell him.
To prove that, Marquise, in case anyone doesn't know, the national high school record for long jump, it's not Carl Lewis. It is Marquise Goodwin to this day.
That's
Still to this
crazy.
day, 26 feet, 11 inches.
So I assume you're following if anywhere somebody's coming anywhere close to that. Are you like locked into paying attention to that, or is nobody even possibly coming close? I don't know.
to the high school record or like racing?
The high school record.
Oh yeah, I mean a few people have come close. A few Olympians actually. Grant Holloway, he's the Olympic champion in the 110 hurdles. I follow track closely. Like that's one of my loves. It's been a couple of people that have come close within like maybe 8 inches or so, but I think the closest that it's been since it's been almost since 2009. I set that record. I think Matthew Bowling, the high school sensation, probably 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
He ended up going to Georgia. He was the closest, but I think he was maybe like 6 inches away. Damn, that's the closest it's been.
Really quickly, like I'm a big track and field fan, so let me ask you this question: which is the more unbreakable, FloJo's 10.4 or
10:49.
10:49 or the Usain Bolt 9.5? What is it?
8. Yeah.
Which one is more impressive?
They're both impressive. I won't say either one is more impressive than the other. Obviously, FloJo's hasn't been broken for a longer stint. The record has lasted longer. The rules and everything in track and field have changed, so Usain Bolt doing it in the modern era is like really, really impressive. And he's had a storied career. Basically, he's been running like that since a young age, since 15, 16. And so to see him like mature and really evolve into what he ended up becoming, I think that if it were a comparison, like probably be more impressive to people, and which is why he's the GOAT, because of his storied career.
All right, Marquise, we got two quick ones. We got to let you out of here. Real quick, the Browns announced yesterday they were debuting all-white uniforms for 3 games next year. Did you see the all-white unis, and what did you think of the all-white uniforms?
Man, I just hope we wear them in November. Every November I wear all white. Yes, sir. I need that icy white on it.
Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be November. It's week 2, 6, and 17.
Okay, it's all good. I'll act like it's November then.
And last but not least, Marquise, we have 2 mutual friends. Obviously, Tyvis and Corey Crawford is a good friend of the show. I know you raced against Corey back in the day, and he texted me when I told you were coming on, and he said, "You have to ask Marquise about the Olympic Training Center July 2021 and something that happened between you and him and Coach Fisher and $100." He wouldn't tell me what happened.
Ask Corey what happened every time except that time.
He got that
We're gonna
one.
keep it at that.
He got that one.
Got that one. Like, I'm gonna die easy. I'm cool. Like I'm
Got you, lost 100, but got that one.
Listen, I got that one.
Is Corey as fast as he says he actually is?
It wasn't a race. It was a long jump. It was a competition. It wasn't a race. He couldn't fuck with me in running either.
Yeah, there it is.
And that's why UCSS is the top of the food chain.
Thanks, Marquis, so much. Thank you for coming on so much,
appreciate
man.
that.
We appreciate you, man. Tell Morgan and my wife and I says hello. I hope the baby is doing well, man. We miss y'all.
Man, we miss you. Hey, you got, man, your two beautiful little girls, man. I was stalking your Instagram, your family, man. Hey, bro, I want to say, keep doing your thing, bro. The road is hard. Stay focused. Stay married, bro. Stay on it.
I appreciate that, bro. Words from an OG. I appreciate you. Salute, bro. Salute.
And Marquise, if you ever want to come back and shoot the shit with us, it's an open invite. You got the link now. So you just click on that link, you pop up, we got you.
Tell Corey we doing a celebrity boxing match.
Hey, I will text Marquise. I'll text him right now. I'll send you the answer, all right? But appreciate you, Marquise.
That was awesome.
Best of luck in training camp, man.
All right.
For sure, thank you.
That's crazy.
We doing a celebrity boxing
So he
match.
was one of the veterans you turned to, huh?
Yeah, Marquise was a real solid
like a
guy.
good guy.
Real solid guy. Always kept it real, man. Always kept God first, man. He was the ones that when things was going bad and your world was shaking up, he really could talk you and make sure your head is straight. Because Marquise went through a lot just to get to the NFL.
Yeah.
I should have had him talk about it a little bit, but his story and his background wasn't the easiest road. So it was kind of like an Imani Bates situation. You know how you said we wish you want Imani Bates to have a guy that's went through what he's went through and that's straightened his life out. Marquise is kind of like that type of guy for a lot of players in the NFL.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, he'll be a good influence in that wide receiver.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a lot,
Sure.
obviously Amari's a veteran, but a lot of young players.
Well, he's very competitive, as you can see. So
definitely.
he brings that competitive nature. Like I said, when I went to go watch that mini camp practice, him and Juan Thornhill was going back and forth all game or all practice.
Well, Juan Thornhill can talk. We know
exactly.
That.
So it was a good competition.
That's awesome. Good job out of you guys lining them up.
That
was great having them on.
That goes to show, like, see, here's levels. Like, you know how, like, you could tell some people get away. Like, the Browns be like, you got to go through the media department. You might not be able to get them. But then you get certain OGs that, like, they don't.
Like, well, I'm gonna do
no. That's not owned by them rules. You can't. Them rules ain't my rules. Like, I'm gonna pull up. But like you said, it was for his dude. So, you know, a lot of times it's about a relationship. So obviously, if you got a good relationship, I thought it was a great interview, man.
Yeah, definitely. He was awesome. It was great talking.
He was awesome. Yeah, and so when he signed with the Browns, Corey initially texted me, and they do go way back.
Yeah,
like, they go way back. And Corey was like, "You got to get him on. Like, he's awesome." And his whole thing with his sister's cool. Tyvis, it sounds like he's a great dad and married, and he's had some trials and tribulations coming up and overcome them all. Olympic level track star.
Yeah.
Olympic level speed in the NFL. He's been productive. 10 years in the NFL is not easy, regardless of what you do position. Not many guys make it to a decade of playing.
And he's still training. That's crazy.
That is,
like,
right? What is
track
he? He's got to be like 30,
not
right?
Fun.
Not at all.
It is not
what is he,
fun.
30, 31?
I think he's 32.
32?
That's
to still be that good an athlete at that age is pretty amazing.
It
sounds so funny because 32 in the grand scheme of things is still pretty young. But
football,
it's a young sport. Olympics and running and
he still want to go against Tyreek Hill. That's what I got my money on Keys.
He's like, he doesn't want that.
32.
Awesome.
And what we hope, Tyvis, and I hope Marquise has Marquise. Oh, Corey just answered.
Yeah.
I can't read that on air. I hope Marquise goes back. Somehow it comes up like, yo, I did this dope interview on this show, and that opens doors.
We got to get Juan Thornhill.
So. We got to get Juan on here, man.
I think Juan's gonna come on.
I thought we were getting who is the guy? Was it Emerson?
Isn't
he Emerson? And Earl, aren't Emerson and Earl like best friends now?
You can't say that because they both got dreadlocks. You can't say
it's locks. They both have dreadlocks.
I can say that because they get twisted to the same place.
Yeah, but they were hanging out together. They became good friends, I thought.
Yeah, it's locks. We got the same loctician, man. I don't like when people refer to my hair as dreads.
I didn't say that. She said it.
Bull's like, you ain't gonna get me up out of
Yeah,
here.
really.
I said, nothing about your hair. You're not gonna cancel me.
But no, I should be seeing him soon. Honestly, I should be seeing him soon.
He's gonna come on. He's gonna come on. It's a little
good.
tougher during the season, but we're gonna get Martin
Yeah,
Emerson on. I'm confident.
It'd be nice to have Juan Thornhill. That would be cool too.
I wonder.
I think we could get him too. I
feel like
know
we
he
can
knows
get
who we are.
man.
Throw it in the chat. Hey, chat, who would y'all like to see on the show?
And I'm gonna tell you right
Browns.
now. If
and don't say Deshaun Watson.
The best ever would be Baker if we can get Baker on.
he
would never do
if I ever go back and watch another practice, and they let me stand on the sideline and I sit there and talk to him again, I'm gonna ask Juan. I'm like, Juan, look, just out of curiosity, would you come on the Cleveland show?
Why wouldn't he?
No, he knows who
It wasn't
we are.
like I ripped him.
He
like,
did an interview with us, Tyvis.
Oh, I know he did.
Yeah, he's cool. Real cool dude.
It would be good to have Miles Straw on. It'd be good to have Trevor Bauer on. All the guys I've,
they have to play your
gotten
clips
into
of
it.
what you said.
It'd be
About
awesome.
Miles Straw.
What would be better, having Baker or Donald Trump on this show?
This is a sports show, Baker. Even though Trump gonna say something off the wall.
Trump would it'd be hard to redirect. You can't redirect him. He would just be talking like we wouldn't get nothing. But I mean, a lot of people would watch it.
Yeah.
I think Baker would be more substantive, if that's a word. He would have more substance to talk about.
Yeah. That would be fascinating.
But I take both of them, and then probably me like
that'd be great.
We
interviewed Baker once before he was drafted, and then we never got. Well, our radio station was the home of the Browns, and we never had Baker on when he was a Browns quarterback.
It would be good to get Baker because he does not.
He would never do it.
He had a truth serum, like he has
right.
Like especially I would want him to be honest, like
100%.
Like yeah, man, I don't like how y'all did me.
That would be great.
I love that
if we had him on. By the way, real quick, did you see the Jets? Even though they're being forced to do Hard Knocks,
they're doing it their own way.
They're refusing to allow them to video the cuts. You know how like every year on Hard Knocks, like one of the last shows is all about all the cuts, and you see the guys getting cut. Mm-hmm. The Jets are refusing to do that, which I think is good because they show that every year. You feel bad for the guys. What's the point? We've seen that a million times already.
I think they're warming it up to say that they're not going to show Aaron Rodgers that much at all.
Oh, he probably hates it. He probably doesn't want any part of it.
He's going to tell him I don't want to be on any of it. Like,
well, it'll be interesting. I don't know, man. I'm much more into this quarterback show than I am into. I don't even care about Hard Knocks. I'm much more interested in year 2 with a quarterback show and who's going to be on that. Yeah. Mike, what do we have coming up in overtime? Remind me.
So we did questions for Tyvis 2 Fridays ago that we never got to. So we're going to answer some Tyvis-specific questions, and then we're going to do a little overtime on why certain sports catch fire in America and others just don't. Actually, should be a fun discussion. I'm excited for this one.
All right. That's coming up in overtime next on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. And then we'll see you tomorrow as well, if you can't be
Check your phones, guys.
My phone? What am I going to check my phone for?